Welcome to coverage of the Copa Elite Six, the LATAM League Finals, and it really is the finals today. We will be crowning a champion. Our grand final going to take place very shortly indeed, of course, between FaZe Clan and Team One, and we couldn't be more excited to have you along for the ride. My name's Riley Knight. I'll be your host today as we get across all the action, and of course, joined by my two colleagues here, Demo and Ollie. Boys, great to have you along today as well. And a big match coming up. We've seen these two teams, Demo, they've been so impressive. In particular, Team One since the Mexico Major have really been just on an absolute roll. FaZe Clan, a very worthy adversary for them. What are you looking forward to today?
I think it'll just be a good brawl. I think that's kind of what we're expecting. Like you mentioned, Team One, I think the consistency that they've been able to keep up is very impressive. There's not too many teams that we see winning championships that then go on to provide consistency. You look at teams such as SSG, they've been through, kind of turmoil after winning Invite. Obviously, NIP, we've seen what's happened to them after winning Invitational, and it's good to see Team One keep that consistency. And it'll be really exciting to see how they progress as, of course, Sweden, it's only a few weeks away now.
Yes, indeed, and both FaZe Clan and Team One will be there. And Ollie, you'd have to think that a win here certainly would buoy you up and bolster your confidence heading into something big like the Sweden Major.
Absolutely, and let's be honest, these teams have got to this point now. One best of three is all that stands in the way. There's not really much of an argument for holding back. There can't be much of an argument for saving strats, because at most you're only going to give away 3 maps. So realistically, I think we're going to see quite a good contest here. FaZe, on one side of things, they want to build that legacy. They want to be known as the best team inside of Brazil. They've been so consistent across all 3 stages, and the little cherry on top would be a Copa Elite Six win here today for them. That's something that they're going to be working for. They haven't done very well in previous Copa Elite Six. They didn't make it to the last major. These boys now want to prove something. They want to start something right here and now. Team One, on the other hand, the up-and-comers, the new team that we always like to talk about, winning the major over in Mexico. They've obviously got their sights set on Sweden, but again, it'd be a nice little string to the bow to be able to pick up a Copa win for those boys today as well.
Yes, indeed. I mean, you say a cherry on the top. It's a $10,000 cherry. Let's not forget about that. 10 grand going to the team that wins today, 5 grand going to second, a $5,000 difference depending on how this match goes. And as we say, it's going to be a brawl. There's going to be that aggression. There's going to be some of the high-level, high-pace, high-octane siege that you love to see, that you expect from these teams as well. If you've just joined us for the first time, welcome. By all means, welcome. But I tell you what, here's a brief snapshot of some of the action you've missed out from the BR6 and indeed this region over the last couple of weeks. Let's take a look.
One versus one, but Julio goes huge, finds all 3.
And on this map. Nice shot.
How much intel has he got? The answer, not enough. Actioners, almost as predicted. NIP are taking this one by the horns. Julio just going to walk straight on through. Nobody expects anybody to be prone. Julio, a huge final 3 kills to finish things off.
Harley's going to be the first one to pull, and the C4 onto Marina's zone. There's the nade. He's trying to turn around, do the 360, and Ness can get the kill straight onto him once again.
He's going to be trying to get the plant down. Cyber pushes on through, and there it is. An ace from Ness on the kill over onto Astro, and he picks up the second on the bullet. You can't just try and recover the diffuser like that. Focuses are going to be elsewhere, taking down Ness, but PSK! No, he finds himself 2. Can he grab 3? Oh, just about misses the shot over on.
Leaving just GDN. Dragonis puts the second one in, and Team One take their next round.
Come up with a couple of kills here. It could be massive, but Neskin says not today. Astro, line him up and he will knock them down. Now really is the time for Black Dragons to start hitting the shots. So they are going to be unable to do planted. No, Astro comes in with the final 2 resets and Perez just getting caught out there. Hella aggressive fantasy. What a shot! Now in the clutch, 1 versus 2. He finds man for the shotgun to guarantee it. Miracle. Side now has to come in. It's going to come through the back of Miracle. And the SMG-12, the plant now starting. It's going to be successful. Miracle, can you land the final kill? No, it's going to be fantasy.
Some huge moments from the BR6, from these Brazilian teams, and of course from the LATAM region in general, and it all culminates today for our Stage 3 Copa Elite 6. As we said, FaZe Clan Team 1 facing off against each other in this $10,000 match that we're going to see very, very shortly indeed. And I want to get some perspectives from you two boys about what we're actually expecting here as we talk about these two teams. We know that FaZe Clan are established, the old guard. We know that Team 1 are the team that, are the up-and-comers, I guess, the ones that have been really, really impressive in the last couple of weeks and months. But Demo, from a more technical standpoint, what is it that you're looking for between these two teams as we head into the match?
I'm looking for both teams to gain a bit of confidence for the major. I think both of these sides are going to want to make, obviously, a point to prove at Sweden. Team 1 want to retain that championship. We know that. And FaZe Clan, obviously not being there at the last major, they have their own little redemption arc that they'd like to get across. So I think both sides building momentum and maybe trying some new stuff. Who knows? Again, the only thing really on the line for them is, of course, the title of being the champions and a bit of extra cash. But other than that, both teams have ultimately gotten their goal already, and that is qualifying into the major.
Yeah, having that as a safety, that's the worst case scenario, right? As they're going to Sweden, that's obviously going to be very good. But Ollie, we've talked about the fact that both of these teams, they're going to have a spur to their flank to do the very best they can today. It might not be it's the sort of situation here where these two teams are still going to find reasons to play their guts out. They want that cash. They want that momentum. They want that glory. The Copa Elite 6 in this region, it's a big deal for both of these teams.
It really is. And as we've mentioned, you've got to the finals now. This is the final push over the line. I think a big indication is going to be the maps in terms of where we head. That's going to give us a good idea as to whether teams are holding things back or whether teams are more willing to go to maps that they haven't been to too often throughout not only the Copa, but BR6 Stage 3 as a whole.
Yeah, we might actually be able to get stuck into these maps here. We're waiting for the map veto process to get through. Looks like we're going to get stuck in right now, actually. Here we go. Have a look at where we'll be going. Of course, a quick reminder, this is best of 3 Siege here. Very different from the group stages, the league play, when it is just best of 1. Shallow, the first to go. FaZe Clan saying no, thank you. Not going to pop the ski boots on today. Cafe, a ban here. Demo. We've seen a fair bit of Cafe recently, but we're going to Clubhouse. What do you think of that?
Team 1. What are you thinking there, leaving the club open? That is FaZe's best map by far. That is their kind of testimonial map that we always see them perform well on, one that really shot them into the limelight, looking way, way back at the Rally Major, for example. That was one of the most perfect maps that we've seen FaZe play. Oregon, great map for Team 1. It is one of their staples also. And then Villa, a map which is good for both sides, really. If I had to favor what side I think is better in these 3 maps, I'd honestly probably nudge it to FaZe.
Well, let's talk about what this means here. We can start by talking about FaZe here, Ollie, and the fact that we are going to Clubhouse. We haven't seen a lot of Clubhouse in recent weeks, and FaZe, a team that'll certainly be at home here. Let's talk about FaZe Clan and what you're expecting in this first map.
Well, this is a little bit more what we were expecting, I think, Riley, wasn't it? We've got a good old-fashioned Club Oregon Villa. These are maps that we know. These are maps that we expect. In terms of FaZe, they've got a great track record at the moment on Clubhouse. They've played it 4 times, and they've won it every single time. So you would wager that they're going to be pretty good. We've seen them play. We've seen what they're able to do. This new FaZe, as I like to keep billing it, with the addition of Dark, the analyst that's come on, have just started doing wonders for the side. Cameraman, it's what he mentions the most inside of the interviews. It's a really big talking point for him. him, just mentioning how much more free time they've got as a team to be able to put time into relaxing and working out how they want to try and play and how they want to use the information they're getting instead of just constantly gathering it. In terms of consistency, you needn't look any further than the FaZe lineup either. Between them, they are one of the most consistent teams. Obviously, you're going to expect that given that they're always in the top 1 or 2 spot inside of BR6, depending on which week you look at and how Liquid have recently done. But ultimately, this is exactly where FaZe want to be. They want to be on a structured map. They want to be somewhere where they can all provide that equal contribution, because that's what they're doing the best at the moment. They're all working really well together.
Well, looking forward to seeing their performance on Clubhouse. And then after that, of course, win, lose, or draw, will be heading to Oregon, thanks to Team One. Demo, talk us through Team One, the an up-and-coming side. I mean, it's not really up-and-coming. They have upped and they have came here because they are well and truly at the top of this league and are doing terrific stuff. What can we expect from them when we head to Oregon?
I would expect Ella Shotgun to make an appearance. I think that's a bit of a staple for Alamau. Whenever we get there, I'm sure that'll be looked at. Maybe will it warrant a ban, perhaps, from FaZe? But again, a very consistent and strong team on Oregon. Whenever you're going to a map which is your strongest player's best map, that's always going to be a bonus, because you know he's always going to perform. Alamau's always going to step up and do something for your side. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Oregon for Team One. I mean, I'm looking at this. It could be easily map 3. This could easily go all the distance today, in my opinion.
Yeah, we actually haven't had a map 3 throughout the Copa Elite 6 so far, so it'll be interesting to see if this is what gets us there. The fact that these two teams have both been able to pick maps on which they are comfortable, if not favoured, suggests to us that we might get the third map here, heading to Villa as the decider. Villa has kind of picked up a little bit, Ollie. We've seen a bit more Villa in, I mean, even just the last couple of days than we're used to.
Yeah, Villa's been in there, hasn't it? I think it's a great map, and there's a lot of opportunity there, and teams like both FaZe and Team One are both very capable on the map, so I think it's probably as level a decider as we could hope for if we do end up there. I think currently Team One edge the record based on how many times they've played. Team One played it 7, 100% win rate. FaZe played it 4, 100% win rate, so one of them's going to lose that today, if of course we do get there, and I'd kind of like to. I think it would be fitting to really see these teams battle it back and forth. And I think with the maps that we've got coming up, we've got Club, we've got Oregon, there's all the chance that we get there. They're two very 50-50 maps.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, even if you look at it from the perspective where these teams are favoured on those individual maps, we may get a 1-1 situation anyway, with FaZe winning in Club and Oregon going the way of Team One. We're going to head down to the game. We're just waiting on final confirmation that we're ready to get underway. The players looking relaxed. We're good to go here. Yes, indeed. So we're going to get stuck in. Off we go. Look at this. The players ready to go. Let's head down to Clubhouse for our first match here. The first map of our final of the Copa Elite Six begins now. And your casters, of course, Demo and Ollie.
Thank you, Riley. We are ready to get underway with our grand final today. We've got Team One. We have got FaZe. Headed into Clubhouse.
FaZe boys are looking pretty happy, Ollie.
They really were.
Neil Diamond concert maybe going on. I'm not sure what was happening there, but the Sweet Caroline before the game begins.
Potentially.
Oh, that's what I call a fun ban. Jaeger gone from Clubhouse. That's going to make things a little bit difficult for your basement holds. I mean, to be fair, looking at the Maverick and Habana, it does make basement a bit of a pain to get into. So that should be defender-sided, that basement, but everything else is probably not going to be. Thatcher's open. It means that really bandit tricking's your only viable option of really any wall denial, but then again, Ollie, the risky business going for a bandit trick. Doesn't look as if Team One are interested in that. Mira open. There's an operator that sometimes we see a little bit less off, I think, in Clubhouse whenever she is open. I think teams, because she does get banned so much, we don't really see her. And then teams just don't really know what want to do. Lagonis didn't really know what he wanted to do there. Sixth picking, is he going to go with a Mira? He is. Maybe a bandit was going to sneak in there. Team One, just make up your mind. Don't really know what they want to do.
Please, somebody decide.
Are you going to bandit trick? Are you going to use the Mira windows? What's it going to be?
Well, in this instance, it looks like the Mirror. We've got the mute jammer on the wall. It's almost a token gesture at this point, with Thatcher being available. I'm going to expect pretty much everything to get opened relatively easily here. The Hibana ban as well coming out from FaZe. These are some very competitive bans. The Maverick and the Hibana coming up there as the duo, obviously with the Cade removed as well. Sorry, with the Cade available, excuse me. It does lead the way for maybe a little bit of Cade Electroclaws on hatches, but then again, the balance of that, you've got Thatcher, you've got the EMPs. So it's fair game for opening any reinforced wall or surface. Jaeger and a Valkyrie to round out the defender bans. Bit of pressure on the catchers. Could see a bit more pressure on the nades. I think Team 1 are a team potentially to make better use of their grenades. Just based off a random fact. Not really any science behind it, but just going off feeling, I always feel as though Team 1 do a great job with nades. FaZe do as well, but it isn't something that they focus on as heavily as other teams. They're only bringing 2 here, and they regularly don't really bring more than 4, whereas a team like Team 1, you regularly see them bring 6 and try and get a lot of value out of it. Already, bit of pressure inside of Gym. Selma charges being thrown through. FaZe just getting slowed down by these mute jammers a little bit.
Mute, bit of a pesky operator whenever you're relying on information, and FaZe, I think, have done good work throughout the course of the week, using their drones and seeing the weak points of a lot of the defenses, and have been really hitting them quite hard. I mean, Clubhouse Ollie, we see FaZe, you look at a player like Bullet with that LMG, every time we see him on this map with that weapon, there's always a good show being put on, and I expect nothing less from FaZe. They have took it a little bit more slower than, I think, what we're used to seeing. But, again, I mean, the setup from Team 1 is, you know, difficult to go against those mirror windows. Just delay a lot of your time. You have to go out of your way to eliminate them, or else you're just going to get bottlenecked, you're going to get choked up, and you're swinging onto a mirror window whenever you know they have information on you. It's not going to work out. So right now for FaZe, they're trying to figure out what they want to do. The fact that Astro is lurking above that logistics hatch, Ollie, might prove to be that maybe switching to a bit of a construction. There isn't a mirror window looking into construction, so it is a little bit of free real estate from FaZe, but they still need to try and eliminate the players inside logistics, and obviously some of the players that are still scattered around the map that have not been dealt with on site.
It is kind of strange considering how much is available here to see FaZe struggling in this opening engagement, but say that, they're going to start to gain a few kills. All they were doing was lining those ducks up in a row. Astro, he's got a huge area. He's picked up 3 before being shut down by KDS. KDS, the man of the moment in the last round of play we saw yesterday with that sensational clutch. Not going to be given the same opportunity here and now. Slow and steady from FaZe. They spent a lot of time setting things up there, but a very concise construction take was all that was required. The LMG from Astro providing a lot of the damage and a lot of that covering fire.
Fairly simple for FaZe Clan to have that collapse. Look at the kind of cash hole coming in from Team 1. That was an area that FaZe needed to eliminate. And FaZe did very well. Again, take it nice and slow. Use the drones, discover the weak points. They're seeing mirror windows being placed. One in towards bathroom, one on the kind of logistics rotate, looking into the bedroom, not the logistics one, looking into construction. So that means that the push in towards construction, I think we've seen, was it Cameraman, just swung in through that single reinforced wall, and he made it happen. So overall, nice adaptation from FaZe, and Team 1 maybe just lacking the communication to get those refrags.
Downstairs we go for Team 1. Not choosing to give it another shot upstairs. It was a bit of an off choice, I think, going to gym and bedroom first, especially given what's available here. Whilst the hatches can be opened, and it is almost pointless to bring the Cade, you've still got to deploy exothermics or Selmas to do so. So you are going to be still making decisions on just what you want to get open, whether you want to get dirt tunnel open and hatches, or whether you want to get church wall open and hatches. There's still a bit of a trade-off to be made here. So the basement could be good for Team 1. They have extended upstairs. You can see a reinforced panel there on that east wall, and I think Bit of an aggressive early C4 there. Cameraman just with the panic skeleton key as he's chunked down. Desperately trying to pre-fire to put off the player. Alamau removed nice and early here. Looks as though Astro could be on his game here today, Demo, and that could spell disaster for Team One. Astro is not a player that you want to see hyped up.
Indeed. I mean, all of FaZe have really put in a shift. All of them have had standout performances. We look at Cyber yesterday on Villa. Guy was an animal. Absolute animal. And one of the main reasons why NIP lost yesterday was because of that performance from Cyber. You know, we can speculate all we want and we say, okay, no, this is actually the reason why NIP lost. No. The bottom line, Ollie, is somebody had one of the best performances of his season, and you can't do anything against that. Yeah, we've talked about it before. If somebody has just this individual masterclass of a performance, there is not a single thing you can do to counter that man apart from maybe winning the gunfight. That is it. But whenever a player's in that form and in that spirit, you're not winning gunfights against them.
Levy's remained out there on the lurk and the roam and could do some damage here. Saying that, not with Astro on Overwatch. Astro going to be shutting him down as well. I thought that Cyber was going to be quite vulnerable there inside of blue, but it turns out I was wrong. Bullet, he's been chunked down to 1 HP, but still FaZe with a big advantage here. Lagonis desperately trying to hold on from behind the bar, but he too is feeling the wrath of the LMGs as the bullets rain on in. Neskin trades out onto Bullet, picking up the first kill of the round here for Team One, and a second onto Cameraman as he did drop in through Moto. Now the tide has shifted, and Team One have managed to level things up here, and they've got to try and hold on. Lagonis from behind the bar makes it work. Nice little line of sight that he's got there through the bar, able to pop up, whack-a-mole, and pick two.
You could see the kind of attempt that FaZe went for, knowing that getting into, you know, Kitchen Hatch is going to be very difficult. Impact tricking, as we know, Ollie, a massive, massive issue whenever you're dealing with a Habana ban. And FaZe have went for, I think, very generic off them. They like taking in towards blue, and they went for that. I think Team One played in at the start anyway to that kind of mentality of, okay, we're going blue. You know, Team One, don't play anyone inside of blue. You'll probably die. We've seen that happen to Levy, but everyone else kind of regrouped and actually managed to hold it down extremely well. Lagona's playing in behind that bar. Perfect position for him. Can sit, hold an angle, stopping anyone swinging towards Generator, and it just relieves a lot of pressure from his side. So overall, a good rally back kind of in that second half for Team One.
Yeah, and Team One held on exceptionally well there. Consider they were down by 2. They'd lost both of the roamers. They'd lost Alamau and Levy. So they've essentially just pulled off a 3 versus 5 there. Very impressive indeed, especially under the circumstances. Maybe FaZe just getting a little bit too ahead of themselves after picking up those couple of kills. Just going to force Team One into a rotation. There's to catch and CCTV we go. Not trying the gym and bedroom site again that we saw in round number 1. We do have the bandit that you were asking for, Demo. Seems as though Team One have made up their mind. They are going to be potentially going for... But at least the bandits are going to be on the wall. Unsure if it's going to be tricked or not yet. We are seeing a bandit placed on the exterior wall into construction. Lagonis still with 3 in pocket would indicate that he is going to try and do some sort of tricking. It's going to require control of lounge. Deployable shield goes up there from Alamau, and Lagonis is going to start the long, arduous process of trying to keep that wall closed. Not an easy task at all, especially with the pressure that can be applied from the window, vertical, and everywhere in between.
He's taking their time. See, going up against Bandit Trick is not going to be easy with Ones. Let's try and dodge the flashbangs, dodge the nades, and well, FaZe wanting to make a move at the moment. What are they waiting for? Maybe trying to get bullet below, can obviously impact using the Sophia. We'll see that all of that's going to be placed now, and we'll try and go for it, but Lagonis is not going to let that happen. And Lagonis, is he going to pull up the bandit trick? He should be able to, and that should be the first one gone. Excellent work from Lagonis. Bit sloppy from FaZe. Well, you know what they were hoping to achieve? All because the bandits are on the wall doesn't mean the bandit's gone. He can still very well sit there and wait until those EMP grenades come in once again. It looks as if an ace charge has went off. That's going to be the single construction wall they've opened up. So maybe now FaZe thinking against going for that main breach and now starting to rotate over towards construction.
FaZe need to decide how they want to try and deploy this utility. Souls, one exothermic charge left. Can't really afford to lose it. Doesn't want to just be relying on the Selmas to make that breach in on that east wall. We hear the exothermic charge go off, and it is going to continue to go off and explode. Lagonis has wasted 2 minutes of time there on the bandit. Arguably done his job at this point. It's certainly knocked FaZe. Seen Astro going for a drop, gets himself into logistics. Levy has since moved and got himself into blue stairs. He's going to be playing below, C4 in hand. 2 other C4s on the table here for Team 1 as well. So they've got a lot of ability to deny here. Toxic Babe canisters from Alamau. Everything spells disaster here for FaZe. They are not going to be able to eat through all of this utility, surely. Cameraman is below in an attempt to deal with the inevitable. Levy just gets caught looking the wrong way. He was holding in towards stock. Alamau going to immediately dip on out of there, knowing that someone's below and not really wanting to take the fight, but it could come back to hurt them. Astro going to open things up to kill onto KDS. C4 toss through onto the construction door, and it will land. Astro, next player to fall. Alamau's been downed in the crossfire as Cameraman swings on through and picks up both. Levy now has made his way up through Garage. Neskin on the catwalk as well. How have Team 1 let the site control slip like this? Now they're trying to fight back in demo from Garage as the plant's confirmed on almost 0 seconds. Neskin cut off now by the stuns. Not going to be able to push through. Great C4 from Levy will land, but it's arguably a bit too little too late. From the repel, Neskin will be the next player to put fall. Cameraman's picked up 3 kills on the round so far as Levy rotates his way up cash stairs, trying to pre-fire through. Doesn't have too much information to be going off. He's in the 1 versus 2 with 20 seconds left. Nobody on the side of FaZe giving themselves away. Still a player out on the breach and still a player inside of CCTV. Cyber going to grab that final kill. And what was a bit of a scrappy one from FaZe, but they made it work.
Had an extremely close phase there for a minute. Got down about the 10-second mark before really anything started to happen with the engagements. And, you know, FaZe were stunned in the kind of first minute. They didn't know what they could do to open up that main breach. A bit sloppy from them. Bandit managed to get one of the exothermic charges somehow. I don't really know how that's happening. And then FaZe started to rotate, maybe go over towards construction. But then, just in the final couple of seconds of that round, they think, you know what, we're going to rotate again. Go for that main breach. And they did just that, and they got it open. And they were able to play off the openings and the kills that they managed to get. The position of Team 1 was a bit surprising. 2 of them inside a garage. 2 of them clogged up in catwalk. Don't really know what's happening there. So, overall, a little bit sloppy from Team 1. They start off extremely well, but just couldn't sit still. Almost seemed to be Ollie.
It just made me chuckle in the heat of the moment how Team 1 end up fighting back into the site from Garage. I think that was the sort of ironic part of that round, because that's typically a place where the attackers will end up inside of the Garage trying to fight through with defenders playing deep. But they just gave up quite a bit of site control. They obviously lost a couple of really important kills. An unfortunate circumstance for Team 1 to find themselves in. I honestly thought with the denial that they had available to them that it was going to be a round that just got choked out on time, but FaZe finding their way through. FaZe, of course, successful attacking into this gym and bedroom site as well. Team 1 going to need to start getting results, and they're going to need to start getting them quickly. Otherwise, they're going to really start to fall behind here. Not being able to pick up your rounds on the defense on club never bodes too well. Especially with how dominating a team like FaZe can be. Bullet fearless on the windows straight away. FaZe haven't even taken control of cash, and Bullet is already vying on these windows demo.
Yeah, not scared. This is a position we like to see him in, but that is a great adaptation though from Lagonis, knowing that that's a favored spot for Bullet to open up. He sits in the corner and a little bit lucky there with the spray from Bullet. I pre-fired the wrong side of the window there essentially, and caught with his pants down. That breach is going to be open. Don't think about it. Don't do it. You see what he's after, Ollie, but I want Team 1 just throwing themselves at FaZe, because FaZe are... I mean, FaZe have kind of turned into a bit of a patient team these days, Ollie, which isn't really what they used to be. FaZe, I think, were always known as this crazy side. You know, this crazy team that, how do you play against this unique play style where they had a lot of rushes kind of incorporated into their kind of stature, and yeah, just a lot of weird stuff that was kind of off the beaten track, you would say, for Siege. But I think they have definitely cooled themselves off going into this season, and they have played, I think, a lot more solid and well-rounded Siege.
Levy potentially looking to get a bit aggressive here on the breach. Souls is just going to be to the left-hand side. Levy does have the C4. Not looking to move initially. Souls is more preoccupied with the main stairs angle, so may not get the flick if required. Cameraman takes down Lagonis. Great swing from Levy. Waited till the perfect moment, till the flashes came through, but Alamau, the next player to fall. Levy has picked up 2, though, and the 3rd, as he will take down Cyber. Neskin grabbing one in between. Masterful display there from Levy of just how to rotate and navigate that very awkward area of the maps. Never easy being in charge of playing inside a bathroom with the mirror window, especially if you're going to start swinging aggressively onto the breach. But he took the initiative, something we mentioned yesterday quite a lot, Demo. Such an opportunistic team. Team One, they really do just see those chances and they grab them with both hands.
Yeah, they do indeed. Team One, good battle back. FaZe Clan slipping up there. I think that first pick from Bullet definitely shook them a little bit. Pretty predictable, you could say. So now Team One, they get the basement again, Ollie. This should be defender-sided, considering that we're dealing with a Habana ban. That's why we're seeing operators such as Legion, where you don't really see Legion. He's not an operator that is kind of squirmed his way into the meta, but because he does have impact grenades, that's where we'd see him come into play. You know, how many operators is there with impact grenades? I'm thinking of Legion, Alibi, Oryx, I believe, also has impact grenades. Those
Valkyrie. But Valkyrie's banned.
I'm not even going to comment with you saying Valkyrie impact grenades.
We've seen a lot of Valkyrie impact grenades this weekend.
Nope. Don't want to see any of that, because that's a troll. That's a
don't be one of those. No, that we discussed this
troll
yesterday.
out.
We discussed this yesterday. We discussed the gatekeeping of having to play an SAS operator with a shotgun and not an SMG. That is, it's no longer a thing. It's not a stereotype that we subscribe to.
Nope. You will
Feel
never,
free to make your own choices, people.
Never,
if you want to run,
if
you want to run Valkyrie impacts, you run Valkyrie impacts.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He thinks the Chank is a good operator. Don't listen to him. He knows nothing. I do like the Arunigate pick, though. I think that's going to help them out a bit. Whenever you're dealing with, you know, a bit of a, you know, a weakened attack, whenever you don't have the Habana, it kind of forces you into, you know, almost the kind of church take, like, right off the rip. Arunigate's really, really good for the church take, because you can put one on the moto hatch for its utility. You can put one, of course, on the moto door. You can put one on the main stairs, double as well. It just wastes a bit of time, so I do like that Aruni pick. He has the Roni, which you can't really go wrong with the Roni. It's that good, Ollie. They have 2 of them.
I mean, Alamau needs all the help he can get here, given the context. 0 and 4 at the moment, struggling to find anything in terms of kills, regularly getting caught out early on into the round. Bullet baits out the C4 there and will start to make his way through. Alamau dips back. Cyber already entered in onto KDS as the Aruni has fallen. Stroke now starts to open up that floor just outside a kitchen. Bullet dropping down into the dirt tunnel. Sorry, into blue. An oil pit. This is where we saw Bullet cause so much damage in previous games. Astro is going to get caught looking the wrong way. Neskin could have a chance here. Just gives the game away with a pre-fire. Cyber is there with the refrag. Not even required at that point. 3 kills on the round for Cyber. Bullet's already in generator. It's said and done. It's all over. Great kill from Alamau. He's got 4 more to find and 1 minute and 15 to do it in. And the plant is going down. Souls, he's going to be securing that win condition here. Alamau, he's got the Roni. He has a sliver of a chance. Realistically, what is he going to be able to do here? Chunks Cyber down somewhat. Going to start to make his way down. But everybody on FaZe knows exactly where he's coming from. Picks up one onto Bullet. This is doable. Grabs one onto Cyber. Maybe I'm about to eat my words here, Demo. He's still got a long way to go. And he's only got 20 seconds to do it in. Both FaZe players have rotated upstairs. They're now going to be using vertical angles. And they're going to be able to watch on to that plant. Alamau Shortly left with no option. We can hear that disable going down. He eventually comes off it. 7 seconds has passed. He's going to be padding his stats with a quad kill here, but that is all it is ever going to be.
Nice try from Malamau. What is it with NIP and FaZe Clan not being able to hold a blue stairs? What's this about? Have they had, you know, secret packs? You know what? But we'll give them this blue stairs control in it. And again, another impossible situation that he should not even have gotten close to that. That should never be a 1v1 in that scenario.
Shouldn't have even got a kill,
Never.
realistically.
Hell yeah. I don't know what it is about these teams this week, but need to start respecting the Team 1 players. You know, they are a team, a very, very solid team. We've seen every single player have, you know, a capable moment in one form or another. Look at Mexico. There were MVPs scattered around this lineup. Everyone was getting MVPs in a match. I think that just shows, you know, how strong Team 1 is. They don't have a weak link in the chain. I'm sure there probably is other professional pro teams, Ollie, that you could look at and think, hey, yeah, maybe he's not up to scratch. Maybe they could do a change in a player here. You'd never say that with Team 1.
And the contribution's visible from Team 1. I think that's the big difference, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
it's difficult to tell from a scoreboard what the contribution of players is. But with Team 1, because they so regularly all sit on the same amount of kills or as near as damn it, there's just no comparison.
I'd never, you know, say that about FaZe. I'd never think the same about FaZe. I would never say that NIP need a change. I'd never say that Furia need a change. And of course, those are the top 4 teams. We know how strong they can be. And there's only a handful of teams I think you could really pick out and say they're so strong. You know, top to bottom, every single player is a world-class standard. Not a lot of teams are like that. Brilliant.
Ooh, we're seeing it, Demo.
There it is! I told you!
You asked for this.
I told you, it's so good!
You asked for this days ago. You were like, the mirror window to deny.
No one is ever expecting that because it is so meme-worthy. It's so meme-worthy, and it's worked! And now, FaZe are looking like fools, but, I mean, end of the day, does it really matter? No, because you still have plenty of hard breach to open up, but it's just great to see, and just a great mechanic being highlighted, and I hope people have learned something. You can do that. That exists. I wasn't talking gibberish.
Well, we really have seen it all so far today. And we've only watched 6 rounds. KDS grabs one. Almost grabs the headshot onto the second. Lagonis shepherding back into Master. KDS can now dip back and play the mirror window. It's a very extended mirror window, that. Don't forget this site is caching CCTV and it's being played in bathroom as if this was a sort of master bedroom and gym defense. Alamar going to be watching onto the hatch through the flooring kitchen. Don't think that he knows that Cyber is hot on his heels. Cyber can smell a rat downstairs. He knows that something isn't quite right. If Alamar isn't careful, he could get caught out here. Finds one onto Souls. That's going to be the planter. But Cyber immediately in there with the refrag. Can now choose to get himself back outside and try and recover that diffuser. Still, KDS in the bathroom. I'm not sure if FaZe have actually got any information at all here, Demo. Cyber just seems to be face checking things, and surely he's going to get shot in the back by KDS, but no, Cyber has the heads up, grabs one and the second. Look at him go here. Kill after kill here for Cyber. Team 1, slowly but surely, dismantled. Neskin facing the same problems as the previous time we saw this site. He's going to be fighting his way back in through Garage. This time he does have Levy still alive. Levy going to be playing in cash. On the smoke, one Toxic Babe left. 35 seconds. There's not a lot he's going to be able to do with that.
FaZe. This one back. Dire for them. In a period, and Levy, oh, barely misses out in the swing. The man drops down the hatch in the nick of time. Cameraman has no idea. He was on your screen, cameraman, and he will get the man. Oh, that was close, and it could have been a disaster clash for FaZe. And last one up is going to be Neskin. He's trapped in Catwalk. That main breach being open is not going to do him any favors, and Bullet will find his man. FaZe Clan being able to square it off 4 rounds to 2 in Clubhouse. That is a great attack from them. And a great split.
FaZe have run a number there on Team 1. I think they've taken full advantage of the bans. Shown good resilience in getting everything open that was required. It would be relatively fair to say that with the bans the way they are, you could see this skewing a little bit defender-sided, given that you haven't got two of the big heavy hitters in terms of hard breach, but FaZe made it work there just fine with the Thermite and the Ace, and that's exactly what Team One are going to have to do here as well. FaZe do seem to have some different ideas though, Demo. Bar and stock, bar and stage, bar and bar, whatever you want to call it, it's where we're going first.
We are indeed seeing usually the 4th picked bomb site, which is viable. Let's not fool anyone. This is viable with the minute changes that have occurred to Clubhouse that we've seen in the recent patch, where I think 3 things have happened. Where obviously we've got this bomb site being moved towards the stage area. We've got the soft walls that would kind of lead into like a little bathroom corridor. It's now a solid wall. And also the construction wall is just a single reinforcement now rather than 2. That's been like the big changes that we've kind of seen go on in Clubhouse, which in the long term probably don't seem that big, but to make this bomb site viable, it was a bit of a necessity.
And it's good to see it be viable. It's great to have a map that there's 4 sites that you can go to. You think about a map like Cafe and you think, yeah, there's 4 decent sites there. There's pros and cons and there's good sites and bad sites, but there isn't a site that you just avoid like the plague because it is horrendous to defend. It's good to see FaZe choosing to go there first. It can do something to throw teams off as well. You know, you're going to be going in with a baseline expectation. Team One have brought double hard breach here. There's an argument to say they might not really need double hard breach to attack into this site. There are probably options and other things that they could bring instead, but they weren't to know. They weren't to expect this sort of a take. But as such, they're going to be given enough option to get open what they need to get open. LaGonis immediately going to get that jacuzzi wall. With a heavy upstairs presence here from FaZe, it's going to be a pretty good place to start. FaZe have really opened quite a few angles there. We've seen Cyber on the Aruni with the bionic arm just punching quite a few lines of sight and quite a few vertical holes in. Obviously in an attempt to maintain some sort of control and visibility of the site below. It seems to be where FaZe want to make their stand here.
Information being found out. In One and Bullet, what are you thinking? He's thinking, I want to die, and it's 3 of them are going to go for a swing all at the same time. They've got the trade-off, Ollie. Bit reckless, has to be said, but I suppose they get the trade, they still get a kill, and that is the Iana gone. KDS off the table. Obviously had that wonderful moment yesterday, the impossible clutch he managed to do. No clutches for him in this round.
Alamar's actually got himself inside a kitchen here, able to pop the Goyo shield. It's going to give the game away, and that's all that FaZe needed. They just needed a little bit of information there to act. Cyber from above, using those vertical angles that have been made. Alamar arguably working quite far ahead of the rest of his team as well there, as we've still got LaGonis on the jacuzzi wall. Levy just getting himself back up onto Repel. Nobody else from Team One actually inside at that moment. Alamar really getting himself caught out there. 40 seconds left, and Team One, they've still got a very long journey to be making here. Nade going to come through there from Neskin. Not going to land. Cameraman can make that rotation up the main stairs. Starts to put a few shots in. Chunks Neskin down. Something rotten there. But still, Team One unable to get themselves into the building, let alone start thinking about getting the plant down. 18 seconds remain. Neskin going to be trying to use the hatch, see if there's anything that he can gain. LaGonis has got the diffuser. Neskin did get a glimpse there of Cyber, but he's not going to give himself away. There's only 10 seconds left. He doesn't need to. Levy pushing himself in from pool. LaGonis going to find one onto Astro. He's going to have to start getting the plant down very shortly indeed if Team One are going to salvage this round, and he is unable to do so. Neskin grabs one, but it's going to be impactless. Fade, they extend their lead yet again. 5 rounds to 2.
Nice round from FaZe. I would say, all of you tuned into that round around maybe the 2-minute 40 mark. Out of context, you would have thought that was a gym and bedroom. Would you not?
For sure, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
the way it was being held, same reinforcements, a lot of guys upstairs just swinging breaches. And I think that was where Team One kind of got tunnel visioned into that idea, where it was if they were attacking a gym and bedroom and they maybe thought they had more time than in reality they did. You know, they literally lost that round because they ran out of time. 3 people still alive also means that there was some serious issues. Not as if you've gotten to a 1v1 and you've had to try and stick the diffuser at 0 seconds. We see that happen a lot. But that was 3 players alive, not even entering into the bomb site, and you still run out of time. That's poor time management.
I think Team One were just a little bit stunned at the site choice, and their plan that they had just didn't really lend itself to taking control. Yeah, it was a situation where they lost 2 players as well, which didn't get traded, and they were very solo kills. Team One need to start fixing these problems quickly, otherwise this one really is going to run away from them. We'll end up on Oregon sooner than they would like. FaZe don't look like they're going to slow down anytime soon. Going to be defending downstairs now. They've taken us all the way to Church and Arsenal. But again, a large extension. Map-wide, you could say. The classic Mute Mozzie Vigil. Not got the castle, so it isn't the typical classic SSG roam, but it's as close as. It's an adaptation. It's going to do something to certainly burn a great deal of time here for Team One. They're going to have to go for a very full clear.
Should be fairly easy for Team One, I think, to move in and really establish their control. If it is going to be, you know, your Mozzie Mute Vigil roam, it's a strategy that's been here for almost nearly, I think, 2.5 years at this stage, Ollie. I think SSG started really running this strategy whenever they had that, of course, incredible story for them at the Invitational back in 2020. And I think even dating back to maybe December time, I think that's where we started seeing, I think in the OGA Pit Minor, that's where we seen the SSG roam really start to take full send. Astro will start things off with an opening kill, and Team One, again, have really struggled to get a good foothold in an opening round. Skin covered off his drone there. Anything with it with information. Looks as if maybe trying to force their way down another approach and not wanting to hunt these roamers anymore. FaZe have pretty much given that mid-floor control over. I say that, look at Cyber. He's looking to crouch walk up the Adam stairs. Oh, almost catches KDS on the swing. KDS will prep an ace, being tossed right onto his feet. Cyber is somehow still alive and kicking. Bullet finds Alamau. Eventually, Cyber will go down. Bullet finds a second. Lagonis is made on last dirt attack. Try and work for him. He's right down the dirt tunnel. Is anyone here in response? There should be plenty of crossfires held for them. Lagonis. Wow, what a shot from Lagonis. He needs to pull out a few more of those, but sadly cannot. FaZe. Well, that was a very easy round. Only one man being able to make it to the actual bottom floor. Everyone else was eliminated towards the top floor or the mid floor. A great roam from FaZe.
FaZe just running Team One ragged there on the roam, giving them so many different things to worry about. It was always going to be very difficult for Team One to pull that off. They're sending Alamau in on his own every single round. He's on the Twitch that time and just working ahead of the team, ahead of the pack, ahead of the drones, just seemingly face checking stuff. So a little bit of a strange strategy. You do just get the impression that Team One aren't really pulling in that same direction. Bit of an unsure 6-pick as well. We get to see that great shot from Lagonis again. As we've seen some crackers this weekend. We really have. There's going to be a great highlight reel, I'm sure, to come off the back of this stage of Copa Elite 6. Because some of these kills... I mean, I rewatched the KDS clip this morning. And I think it got posted on one of the socials. And I rewatched it. And you almost need to slow it down to actually see some of those shots getting pulled off. Because it's a combination of pre-fire, recoil control, and just sheer game sense that's pulling him through that. It was it was incredible to... I could watch it another couple of times, and probably will.
One for the records, I suppose, into the archives. And will we archive, Ollie, a potential 7-2 victory for Team One? What a statement to really make. You know, FaZe, we've said before, Ollie, just the vast improvement that they have made over the past, 3 months. It has been astounding for FaZe. You know, they have really changed up their playstyle. They've changed up really what we knew as FaZe. The old FaZe is dead. This is the new FaZe. This is the rebirth of this team. And I think the real catalyst was they didn't make it to the last major. And you know what a story for FaZe Clan, coming back from not being able to make it to the top 4, where Fury and Liquid and NIP and Team One roll away party in Mexico. FaZe were working hard. You know, they were the sleeping giants. They were getting ready. And they have came back, Ollie, and they have really trumped everyone they've come up against.
It's a good testament to their willpower as well, and the real stick-to-itiveness that they don't want to let that one slip, and it really was just a one-off, as it were. And you can tell that it's all starting from here. It starts at the Copa Elite Six. They want to get the win here, and then they want to move on to Sweden, and they'll want to get the win there as well. And this is like the real foundation of it all, and the confidence off the back of it. It'd be huge going in.
Alamau, why? He does that to himself sometimes, doesn't he? He thinks that he needs to make a
Every
play,
time.
but he doesn't need to.
He's 5-8. He's playing the Flores. Why is he like entering on in like blindly? It's ludicrous to see. Team ONE are really going for a very direct approach here. It's a single window, single doorway, as much as you like. Neskin's holding on into bathroom. The drones are starting to work ahead now. Astro is trying to make that rotation. Lagonis holding on in through gym window. It's a chance at a couple of pot shots there. Team ONE haven't taken a lot of map control here. They're just trying to get this done through the windows, and it looks very risky indeed.
A lot of nades being tossed towards Astro's way. Cameraman will eliminate KDS, and I think the rest of Team ONE will soon follow. Neskin does battle back and find one kill for his side, but still 3 more FaZe players stand in his way. Oh, threads the needle with that shot. Neskin had some incredible shots with that L8 yesterday. We'll find another here today. That bulletproof giving up great information for FaZe. Both of the players actually stuck inside of logistics, so they will have to try and fight for a single doorway. Souls will tap the head of Neskin, and that leaves Lagonis in the clutch position. 1v2, 30 seconds. Does have the diffuser. Can rotate into gym and try and get the plant down. Will instead jump into bathroom. What can he do? The bulletproof is gone. The information was up for FaZe. Now faded away. Lagonis, what can he do? There's no rotating that logistics. There's only one door they can come from, but Lagonis doesn't know where they are. He doesn't know that both of them are in here. They will both refire. Now he knows that both of them are there, but realistically, he's going to be out of time and out of luck. FaZe, what a performance. As solid as they come, 7-2 on their map of Clubhouse.
Great job there from FaZe, making it look like light work here. 7-2 against Team ONE, kicking off this grand finals in fine fashion. Big performance there from FaZe. Consistent top through bottom. 9 kills apiece for Cyber and Astro. 8 kills for Cameraman. No one really standing head and shoulders above anyone else. Maybe you could give it to Astro. Certainly those opening couple of rounds were big. I think he had 4 kills in the first 2 rounds or something like that, and he really started off the map very strongly indeed. That's going to put FaZe in a good headspace now, moving into Oregon. And Team ONE, well, they've got a lot of questions to answer for. There's some shaky plays there that we were seeing, Demo. There's got to be a question mark over how much are these guys really wanting this win here today, because that wasn't the best Team ONE that we've seen by a long stretch.
Yeah, and I think Alamau, kind of summed it up. Just impatient, very, very impatient in that matchup. There's a couple of rounds that FaZe really should not have won. And Team ONE simply just had to sit and wait. I think to that top floor where they attacked into the cash room, and FaZe had lost the opening engagement. They obviously got bandit tricked by the Thermite, and really from that point, you shouldn't be winning that round, but somehow FaZe managed to pull it out just because Team ONE got impatient. They started running around the map. They just wanted to get kills. I think that was the main highlight there for Team ONE, was all they wanted to do was get in and try and speedrun this, which if you try and do that against FaZe, it's not going to work. You're just going to get chinned.
It really is, and well, that's exactly what happened there. Let's get Riley back in here. Let's have a quick chat about the first map that we've seen, and of course, line ourselves up for Oregon, the next map in this best of 3.
Yeah, my question here about the performance we've just seen there from Team ONE is, is this something, are we disappointed in this? Did they give it away? I mean, it was 2-2 early on. They looked to be presenting a reasonable contest here, but then FaZe just kind of ran away with it. So we talked about the fact that Clubhouse was going to favor FaZe. It was their pick. And now as we move, into Oregon, maybe the wind will change a little bit. But Demo, how hard are we coming down on Team ONE for giving that one away?
It was always going to be FaZe map, in my opinion. FaZe are so good on that map, and I think they've shown that time and time again. They've proven that it's their map. Oregon has been successful for Team ONE in the past, But then again, Riley, it has also done big favors for FaZe Clan, so it is kind of going in maybe level-footed, might be even ground. So Team One need to do something special here to get us to Villa.
Well, we're going to see if that's something special is going to emerge, my friends. We're going to get ready for the next round. A quick break to get things set up, and then we'll be back with the second map here. Team One desperately need to get themselves back in this one. Otherwise, it is going to be a 2-0 clean sweep from FaZe Clan. So stick around. You'll find out all the results on the other side of this.
Lo que suena fuego, mueve la abuela el pescadero, hasta lo mueve el aduanero, norte al sur, lo ve moviendo, la orilla el mar, no ve sonriendo, y yo sé lo que tenemos para juego y esto divino, por eso lo que hacemos quitar tu mal con ritmo letales. Saben lo que pasa. Yeah. Mi abuelita ahora tiene masa. Aquí lo que falta el cajón. En esta jungla soy el gran león. Armen la cosa en el malecón.
Welcome back, my friends, to coverage of the Copa Elite Six. My friends, it is potentially the last map here. FaZe Clan running away with it on Clubhouse. Can they do the same thing against Oregon, or will Team One rally and present a meaningful challenge to them? We're going to find out. Let's get underway with the second map of our grand final here with Demo and Ollie.
Thank you very much, Riley. This could be where the journey ends for both FaZe and Team One here. A FaZe win would see them take this 2-0. Team One hanging in the balance. They need a result here. Look at Alamau with the reference. This is what I mean about the meme culture inside of Brazil. They are just
Alamau. It's just Alamau.
They are so on the meme culture, it's untrue. Bans the Capital because that's who Cyber obviously plays quite a bit. We've seen that over the course of the weekend and through the regular stage. And then Alamau throws in the funky bands. I'm telling you,
Funky bands.
they're operating on a new level.
Mm-hmm. Of course, we're going to see Gig at the Major.
True, the king of funky bands.
Any more funky bands from Gig, perhaps? I still find it crazy that for the Major, we know 2 of the APAC teams out of 4. We know all of the LATAM teams, and we only know 1 EU and only 1 NA team at this stage.
Certainly makes it exciting, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. And it's a tight race. I really don't know who's going to go. If I'm a betting man, I'd say Empire will be there. I think I'd like to see Empire anyway at the Major.
I mean, does it matter who's going from any other region, Demo? Because surely LATAM are going to win it again.
Even though I'm casting LATAM, you still cannot bribe me. You still cannot bribe me. I'm still EU. I'll always be EU. You're not going to change that. Nobody will change that.
Well, maybe we have to have a chat with producer Simon after the show and see.
I'm not going to end up like you and Tim.
See if
I'm not ending up.
Else.
That's fine. No problem.
Get a substitute teacher in for a few weeks.
What sub?
I mean, to be fair, the BR6 broadcast, it basically is like substitute teacher week anyway, every week. So, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that we get away with. So it really wouldn't make any difference.
Yep. Obviously, I feel. To be fair, I feel as if I've been the sub for the past 3 years.
That's true.
Every time, I'm just getting bullied, aren't I? Just, you know.
You just need to commit to
bullied
LATAM.
By the kids.
Just commit to LATAM. That's all you got to do. It won't do you too wrong. We see the Ying band come out as well. I mean, you talk about funky bands. Ying being removed as well. It's a bit of a Team One special. I'm surprised we've not seen the Blitz ban, honestly. Alamau.
I'm surprised we didn't see the Ela ban.
I mean, Alamau strikes fear into the hearts of men on this map with Blitz. What a great shot there from Sol to open things up. He is not striking the fear into anybody. Gets sat down straight away. Funky bands or not.
Apologize to.
Ooh, all right. It's going to be one of those games.
Bit of a frag fiesta. This is something that FaZe did this week whenever they played Oregon, is that they kind of went for this heavy roam game for a basement, where they had, like, what was it, 4 people off site at a time, and they leave the freezer hatch open, so it gives them an exit, gives them a way out. And really what that does, Team 1, is obviously it's going to force them for some time, but oh my word, 2 kills come out of nowhere. Great shot from Souls again. This looks as if it's going to be amping up to be one of his games, and this is a good map for Souls. I think back to a lot of times where he has had good clutch situations, but just let him run around on the Mozzie, having the oNe. He's always going to get something with that gun.
The oNe is the weapon of choice at the moment for everybody. Gotta provide you with something. KDS and Lagonis. Long way to go here. Lagonis going to be making his way down back stairs. You really worry about Team 1's ability to coordinate around here. It suffered very similar. It's been a carbon copy, essentially, of how they played over on Club. And the fact that they've started off on the attack here really isn't making anything easy for them. Because they suffered so greatly on the attack on Club that how and why is this going to be all too much different? We're at the minute mark. That nade was unfortunate from KDS. Astro's taken down Lagonis, and he's made it a 1 versus 4. KDS could honestly just do worse than hold the angle now and just hope and pray that FaZe get itchy feet. But we know what FaZe are like at the moment. They're a patient side. Gone are the days where 4 bodies would be getting thrown at this final kill. That just isn't a factor. People are sat watching hatches. People are relaxing. People are knowing, yo, this round is coming our way. And that's okay. We don't need to rush this. We've only got to wait 20 seconds. And it's going to taste just as sweet when it does inevitably come.
KDS, and Cyber will take a trip up the stairs, but that trip has been short-lived. KDS, can he pull off anything? Nope. FaZe Clan, I think, always were going to win that round. It's only a matter of time before that last man topples over and crashes down. Again, another good start from FaZe Clan. Little trouble. We're really pressured one bit, and you have to kind of now look at Team 1 and think, okay, we need something. Okay, sure, Clubhouse, that was their pick, fair enough. This is their map. They picked this. We need to start seeing something happen, because Team 1, if we were to now kind of accumulate the rounds, they haven't won one in, what, like 6 rounds now? They haven't won a round?
It's certainly getting on, and it's not a great sign. No, they didn't win an attack on Clubhouse at all, because it was a 7-2. They're not going to be able to win a series by not being able to pull an attack round out of somewhere. Quite strange. FaZe have actually gone to meeting second choice. Now, either the Galaxy Brain, and they know that Alamau is 6 picking onto the book in anticipation for them going upstairs to kids' dorms. Alamau on the book is just a menace on Oregon. It's really where he made his name back in sort of stage 1 of getting underneath inside of kitchen and ripping up the floor inside of kids and dorms. That isn't going to be a factor as much here. Sure, you can use it to get a bit of control the opposite way. You can go and take upstairs and then look to pressure in through attic, etc. But realistically, it isn't going to be too much of a factor here. The book would be much better used attacking into dormitories. As it stands, FaZe have hit the debate. It's not something that teams often do either, Demo. Teams are very strict usually in laundry and then kids' dorms. They'll very seldom go to the 3rd choice site on Oregon as a 2nd pick.
Again, maybe FaZe are feeling pretty confident that they can use do a full rotation in terms of defenses, so they're not really... They can go to that bomb site, they can go to the kitchen dining. Doesn't matter to FaZe. Right now, they are feeling confident, and I think quite rightly so. Their defenses have looked very, very impressive. Actually, let me go get the actual stats for how they've done this week in defenses, because it just looks as if they've been untouchable.
Definitely got it very tight indeed. Attic being opened up here. Levy going to be taking a bit of an angle through there. Bullet does get chunked down. I don't think anybody's going to know where Cameraman is, though. Just hiding out on the bottom of Armory stairs. Still, the back wall hasn't been opened yet, although Levy's going to be turning his attention there right now. Likely going to try and delete the wall. The mute jammer being placed there can cause problems for the Hibana, but not the blowtorch of Maverick. Wall slowly but surely getting deleted here. A little bit of a nade hole coming through as well. Need some soft breach now to finish the job there. And all of a sudden, Cyber's going to be in a pretty ropey position. It has actually just been shot at, but we will eventually see Neskin come in and sledgehammer that clean open. The clear mark of intent from Team 1 as to where they want to be trying to push this now, and FaZe can start to adjust accordingly. They haven't got anybody below with a C4, which is a little bit strange. Cameraman, as I say that, is going to be making that very rotation. Inside a laundry now, just cautiously moving through. As the hatch is, of course, open inside a meeting, we will be able to play C4 from below.
FaZe have only lost 9 defensive rounds in all of their games, and they've played a boatload of matches, at least over 40 rounds we're looking at there that they've actually played of Siege. So in terms of defense, they have had a great time for it. It looks to be a similar story for them again, in a great position now. A 5 versus 2. Diffuser cold on the kitchen doorway. And Team 1, just very slow. Not a lot going for them. They haven't got the kills. Their refry game has been pretty poor.
Oh,
Astro,
wow.
that is slippery. And he's managed to absolutely tear KDS a new one. Alamau, what can he do? Not a lot in this position. 1v5, 15 seconds. Doesn't have the diffuser. He had the stats. Can he get 1 kill for his troubles? You can see there's just a theory that somebody could be swinging him, but look at FaZe. Always so patient, waiting for the right opportunity, and Cameraman will strike at that. 2-0. FaZe, flawless defense.
Flawless round coming in for FaZe. Very well deserved indeed. There was a team kill there with a nade, which always adds on, I guess, to the pain that Team 1 are feeling at the moment. But you can't take anything away from the FaZe boys for the way that they conducted that round. You mentioned at the time, slippery from Astro. I mean, that's one way of putting it. I think jammy could be another.
Yeah.
Skillful could also be thrown into the mixture. There's numerous different words that you could use
Simply
to describe
the
way that he played there. But a lot of players would have messed that up, especially with how little he actually had to work with in the moment. But he got the job done nonetheless. FaZe looking pretty untouchable here. Clearly feeling themselves today. 2 kills is all that Team 1 have to show for 2 rounds of play so far here on Oregon. Both of them come from KDS. Neither kill having significant impact. They're both in at round number 1. 1 versus X situation for KDS to be in anyway. Where does the bleeding stop? Team 1, they need to find the bandage. They need to put some pressure on the wound and figure out just what it is that's going wrong here for them, because their approaches at the moment aren't yielding any fruit at all, and FaZe are just doing whatever they like here. They are commanding the pace in every sense of the word.
Team 1, I mean, their lineup, Ollie, has been fairly consistent, and it's a good lineup for really any bomb site you want to attack for Oregon, but just really struggled. Look, almost finding an opening C4 kill onto KDS would have been massive for FaZe, and KDS, he's just... What is going on? He cannot catch a break this game whatsoever. Souls is now rotating Echotron to try and support Cyber. Look at this from FaZe, Ollie. The aggression. They are not giving Team 1 a moment of anything. They're not letting them breathe.
They're not even giving them free access into the building. They can't even initiate that sort of pressure from the start. Another nade going to get cooked here, but the Wamai Magnet will probably regen in time, so... You know that the player is going to be safe there. Alamau does get a chance there. Pops the splash and will be successful this time. Cyber isn't able to connect with the shotgun. For the first time in what feels like an age, we see an opening kill going in favor of Team 1.
Only Team 1 have something to play off, and maybe this could be an opening to get their first round on their attacks today. Never count FaZe out at the moment. Still in good positions. This man in kitchen will cause them some problems, I'm sure. Will be in reinforcing. Gonna have to maybe rotate bonus over to open that up. Taking some breaching power to the actual main generator wallet we're used to seeing. Bullet his barricade's been opened up by his teammate from above, and that's gave him a way out of Kitchen. Now he's slipped into meeting. That is good teamwork from FaZe, and it keeps their man alive. And if Bullet isn't going to be locked down and really pursued by Team One, that C4 in his back pocket could be a game changer.
ADS going to try and nade through there. Yeah, the site is going to be upstairs, so attentions do soon need to be turned, and that is exactly what's going to start happening now. Lagonis shuts Astro down from big window. The pressure provided from the angle, able to put the site into Bullet, feeling the pinch and trophy, as well as Neskin. Looks as though he could be framing up for a jump in. Still players inside of Kids that need to be dealt with here. Souls, nice long angle in from Pit onto that double window. He's going to do quite a lot of work here to deter anybody from the side of Team One pushing in. Conscious of the window play, narrowly escapes the engagement, but is seeing a lot of pressure now. As Bullet has a chance. He's going to miss the shots, though, as Levy shuts him down. This is even more crucial now that Team One lock this one up, and they will do just exactly that. They flip the switch, and they're able to pull a flawless of their own here inside of round 3.
Yeah, much better from Team One. The confidence kind of just ignited them with that first opening kill, and they look as if they're really getting their heads screwed on and are really concentrating on seeing those round out and not allowing FaZe to really retake that. So all credit to Team One. That is what we expect from them. That's the standard that they set. However, they now have to attack this basement again for FaZe, which has been very successful from them. I like this idea of starting off very heavy in the roam game. It's worked well for them. They've been able to take these engagements against Team One and win them consistently.
I don't think that that's going to have done anything significant to deter FaZe and the confidence that they've got at the moment, but it might do something to give Team One a little bit, which is the crucial thing at the moment, because as you mentioned a couple of rounds ago, Demo, that's their first round in a really long time. It was a 4-2 split to FaZe coming out of the half on Club, and they didn't win a round since then. So that's their first round in quite a large amount of rounds inside of the context of this series, probably getting up to 8 rounds. Good high time that they've managed to find one eventually. Again, going for a slightly different approach here. We've got Alamau on the Nook, so going to be bringing the grenade. We've seen him play the Flores a couple of times, but honestly, hasn't seen any value out of the Rotero drone, so it doesn't really shock me too much to see him make the change here when attacking back downstairs in 100. Although the Rotero drones are fantastic pieces of utility, and you can do a lot to remove that defender utility, if you're not going to be using them, there's really no point in bringing them.
Yeah, it has been something that we've kind of questioned Alamau. You know, he has went for these dangerous plays. You look at the Clubhouse round and in the final round on that Jim and Bedlam attack. Guy was entering with Flores and swinging door frames at 1 minute 40 into the heart of the bomb site, and he was expecting to get away from it. This is what I like a lot better from Team One. They're not playing into the hands of FaZe. They're playing much more patient. They're not trying to rush things. And I feel that FaZe maybe got carried away themselves. FaZe seen that Team One were going gun-ho, you know, very quick, very aggressive, and FaZe were able to use this roam game to their advantage and pick them off one by one. Team One has slowed down things extremely well to set their own tempo. As an attacker, you are the side that sets the pace and how the round's going to play out. All defense can do is set up and hope for the best. That's what defenders do. All pressure comes down to the attackers, but they do have a lot of control.
Last minute laser gate there, just getting placed for the electrical hatch drop if it does come through. Bit of a risky play there. The cameraman to remove the drone. Ready and waiting with the C4. That's going to fly up. It's not going to dish any damage out, though. Neskin does manage to dodge that one. Nades now can start to be cooked. Cyber still holding onto the hatch. Could get a chance here. I'm sure he will have got a glimpse there. Puts a couple of shots down, but the way that vertical angles work is that one on top is always going to have the advantage, and Alamau sees that advantage and takes it. Cameraman now is almost certainly done for as well, but no, we'll be able to find the feet there of Alamau. Finding that angle. Iana clone removed. Cameraman still trying to aggress on. Toxic Babe canister going to go out. It's going to be his last here, but at the minute mark, he can afford to do just exactly that. He's cut off a lot of pushing power there from Team One and being able to hold on to that. Team One have actually rotated off this, so they're no longer looking try and push down the freezer, which is a little bit unusual given how much pressure they've actually applied there and realistically how close they've been to actually removing Cameraman from that post. He hasn't got a lot of health left. It would be quite easy to challenge onto him from there, but with the diffuser cold, Team One needs to come up with an ultimate strategy here. Pocket reinforcement there getting placed out by Astro as well, as players further retreat back into the safety of the site. Levy, next player to find a kill onto Cameraman, finishing off what was started earlier as Astro comes in with a direct 1-for-1 trade. 15 seconds left. Astro's about to be pinched here, and Souls isn't in position to assist. Grabs one onto KDS. The diffuser in the hands of Lagonis could start to go down right about now, and it will do so. Neskin cuts off with a nade beautifully. Souls can't make that rotation, and the plant will likely go down. Neskin picks the kill regardless. Great late round switch around from Team One.
A little bit sketchy for them, only 40 seconds left. Didn't have any real control of the bomb site. As soon as that reinforcement went up an elbow, did you see how quick Team One were to react? They know straight away, that guy's reinforcing. That's one less person that could be holding an angle onto the hatch drop. And straight away they were in, they were down on pillar, they got their control. Bit of questionable play there from Souls, I would say. Was watching out for a freezer. Nobody was freezer, nobody was going that side of the map. Because he wasn't watching the long corridor, there was a deployable shield that he could have used to hold that long. It meant that the other guy inside the Aruni could not fight both those angles. One was pushing E-box, one was pushing long corridor. It's a 50-50. Very, very difficult. If Souls was in that position to deny access to that long push, that round probably would have went to FaZe in that scenario.
Team One seemed to have awoken here, Demo. I was honestly wondering at the end of Club if we were just going to see a quick 2-0 in terms of map count, and it was just going to be, yeah, said and done. We just sort of write this one off, but come out fighting here. 2 rounds on the trot. Looking now to try and make it 3. Could very well get what we've been asking for all weekend, which is a full 3-map series. I'd love to see both these teams go at it on Villa. And Team One chalk more rounds up on the attack, it becomes more of a possibility here. They're going to be defending a meeting again. This was their second choice site in their first rotation round. It will be their second choice again here on their second. It was a round that didn't really give too much issue. Team One were able to get a couple of things open. They were able to get open onto that rear stage wall. They were able to apply a little bit of pressure here and there, but ultimately it was a round that did fall apart. See how they choose to approach this time. I imagine very similarly. A bit more focus maybe on that basement level. Cameraman was more than happy to rotate and be that player with the C4 below in the previous round.
One, very minimalistic in terms of what they're actually taking in towards Big Tower. I mean, it's pretty expected. You don't see a lot of teams, if you're going solely Big Tower, have any interest in taking his bedroom control or maybe taking it towards lobby. You wouldn't really see that. A lot of teams will just take from what they need, and realistically, all you need is attic open and that main breach open. That is it. One thing that I do like, though, from FaZe is they have reinforced that attic hatch. A lot of defenders would actually have that open because then probably your thought process is, oh, if we have that hatch open and they don't have attic, then we can just stop them from planting and stop them from actually running in the breach. Thing is, though, with that, Ollie, is if a team, which is 99% of the time, open up attic, and that means that they will have the hatch, therefore Cyber cannot play in that position that he is located in. So there obviously there's going to be pros and cons, but probably the smartest thing to do is reinforce it.
Especially if you're not going to commit anyone to stay in there forever. You know, you mentioned a team like Liquid, for example. Liquid are going to hold that attic all day long. But that's not FaZe's intention here, and you can see that with where they're playing. It does make sense to try and remove that as a possibility. Great couple of nades come through there to remove Cyber. So a juiced up dot or not, it is not going to be enough. Cameraman can now look to make this rotation. He knows that a plant is on the cards here. Only 35 seconds left for Team One to make something happen. Bit of drone work going on as Lagonis looks to push through, but straight into Astro's pre-fire. He's going to fall as C4 will come out, swinging, and will land. Immediately traded out, though. Neskin, great heads-up play there. Toxic Babe canister now to cause a little bit of further confusion. It's not going to cut anything off at the moment. It's going to deny a little bit of a line of sight as well. Bullet He's going to get sat down. Neskin knew exactly where he was. Neskin's really firing on all cylinders this round. Now the diffuser's getting Toxic Babe canister gassed, and no one's going to be able to secure it safely. KDS chunked down in the process. Neskin's picked up 4. How has he gotten away with this? Astro more preoccupied with the drone than the fact the plant's going down on the 0-second mark. Lands a couple of shots and gets the job done. Takes down Neskin. Downs the planter in KDS. Finishes him off. Quad kill for quad kill, back and forth. These two teams battling it out. The BM from Astro coming out. He needs to hit that defuse.
Oh, mind exploded. That is so close. You can see Neskin at the end, Ollie. He was almost, you know, it was like something out of a superhero movie where the hero has just lunged himself in front of the damsel in distress to take up the bullets.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter. It did not matter at all. Oh, that's a stinger for Team 1. Neskin played out of his skin that round. My oh my. So one thing that I want to highlight in that round was the hatch. Not the attic hatch. The below hatch. The one in E-Box. That hatch got value from both sides. Very interestingly enough. We've seen Neskin use that hatch to throw nades into the position that we've seen Cyber playing, so the dot, you're able to lob the nades and really utilize that angle that you can gain. But then we also seen the defenders utilize that hatch by throwing their own projectiles up. We've seen a C4 come up from the Mozzie. Phenomenal work from both sides to really make use of that great hatch, and it is very interesting to see that hatch be massive for both sides. I think that's a great thing to point out.
A real case of anything you can do, I can do better there from Astro. Battling it back for Neskin, blow for blow, bar for bar. Great stuff to see. Back downstairs now as FaZe try and, not quite salvage, but try and maintain a lead here. They've defended very well so far on Oregon. A chance for them to hit the 4-2 split, the good old fabled 4-2 that you ought to be hitting as a defender. Team 1 were successful last time, attacking this site. See if that last round has fired them up equally. Gonna feel pretty good no matter which side you're on. Obviously, it's a bit of a stinger for Team 1 that they weren't able to get it over the line, but it was a great attempt. They know that they're not too far off the pace here. They can catch FaZe up. Got to play some good siege.
One, maybe staggered them just a little bit around it. Should have went their way. It looks as if they're going to resort back to the old Team 1 where they want to get in and get the job done. The laundry rush is on the cards right now. KDS drops to the floor as Cyber went for a swing, but that smoke will delay the time indefinitely for them. Neskin will swing and eliminate bullet through the Toxic Babe cover, but Soul just swings for all he's worth. Almost pre-fires a position and catches Lagones. Alamo, what's he going to do? Tosses some flashbangs down in and will drop into Freezer. Souls almost finds him as well. Cyber gets his first kill of the game, and it will be onto KDS. Souls finds another. Him and this Mozzie, what a love story that they have. Levy, what can you do? A 1v4. Ollie, it's a big ask, but maybe something could come off it.
Anyone can clutch. This is what we keep telling everybody. Anybody can clutch on their given day, but FaZe circling like sharks right now. Astro, he's going to get sat down as he quickly peeps onto the angle. Wasn't anticipating Levy to be exactly there. Toxic Babe canister being used just to add confusion into the mixture. Levy doesn't have the diffuser. Going for a little bit of a rotation. Gets himself into kitchen. The vertical angle is being held. Great game sense here by FaZe and cameraman. Played the hatch beautifully there. Good little heads-up play. When the going gets tough for Team 1, they will do one of two things. Often they will just try and throw the kitchen sink at the round. And I get the impression that that's what they tried to do there. They went for a rush. It's almost that frustration that sort of boils over at points where you do get, air quotes, robbed of a round and something that maybe looks like it should have gone your way didn't. You've got to get that frustration and anger out somewhere, and sometimes it manifests in a rush round. It manifests in, we've just got to try and get this one over the line. They won't be expecting it. It's the last round of the split. Well, FaZe were expecting it, and they were there ready to respond. They were able to get a good number of those kills. You mentioned Souls playing on the P10. anybody on the P10 is going to be a menace, but someone like Souls even more so. I think he's double positive at the minute, 6 and 3, something like that. Great first phase, great first split for FaZe. And now we move. Team 1 on the defense, fighting for their spot here, fighting for a chance of being the winners here today, the Copa Elite Six. And if you're a betting man at the moment, your money has to be on FaZe, given that they've got map 1 already. The 2 rounds up here going in to their attacking phase. They need an equal 3-3 split. That's all, Demo.
Yep. And it's very, very possible for FaZe. I think their attacks have been very stable in Oregon. But maybe this is where we can see Team 1 come into their own. We talked about the clutch potential that Team 1 have in the defense. You said anyone can clutch. Whenever I think of that, Ollie, I think of... You've seen the film Ratatouille?
I've actually not seen it, and it's one that I do need to watch because a lot of people bring it up.
Me a new I can't make references with this guy.
I'm a bit older than you, Demo, don't forget.
That movie came out in like 2007. You weren't that old. You were only like 35.
I mean, I probably had a beard and like was at the pub or something.
You had a beard since you were 8. That's what you had. But no, but in that film, it's the saying, anyone can cook. I think in the Team 1 case, anyone can clutch, so that's what I thought whenever I heard that from you.
I love that. That's like some really infusing words to tell like an up-and-comer that is like struggling in ranked. It's like, anyone can clutch, don't worry. Oof, Alamau sits bullet down there. Playing the cameraman position at the bottom of these freezer stairs, assisted with the Wamai. Maybe like your Monty to be making those sort of challenges. Big shield. It's good for keeping yourself safe.
It is. It is indeed. And fortunately, though, FaZe, the shield is having the same impact that you would probably expect it to be. I mean, FaZe aren't really the team that you would associate with a Monty. It's not the kind of playstyle that we're used to seeing from them. Sure, we want to bring out a Monty to, test something new, but keep in mind, Ollie, definitely these teams can try something new out that they want to. Both of them have got what they wanted, which is that spot to Sweden. Maybe this is where we're seeing a new ideology for FaZe. Still going with the kind of same approach of, let's get E-Box open first of all, and then we'll start looking at using the utility and start rotating players around everywhere. Goes the hatch. That does give them their beachhead. It gives them an area that they can start moving in from. I wonder if they're just going to maybe send the Monty towards blue, which I think would probably be the best area from him. You just walk in, no real issues. There's no shield on elbow. Actually, it looks as if the smoke had rotated the shield, and they're going to rotate the shield back to the same position right in front of the Monty. Brilliant work from Team 1. Genius from them to just have the nerve. You know what? Let's just pick it back up. Let's put it right in front of them. Let them know that the shield was back up. And right now, FaZe, they're going to be in for a lot of trouble because they cannot take elbow control, and they really have nothing to play off right now.
Ballsy move there from Team 1 to move the shield. Will it pay off for them? 25 seconds. Astro grabs one on to KDS. He is really on the fringes of the site here, playing inside of Harry Potter. Alamau could try and rotate back into site. Cyber just misses a couple of shots there. He's got a narrow window to land them, but eventually goes for the swing. Astro's in sight, and he's causing all sorts of damage. We've suffered a team kill from Team 1, but is it going to matter? Cameraman, he's going to be starting to get that plant down. Cyber trying his best to cover. Look at the LMG go here. Finds one onto Levy. It's Lagonis as the last remaining player, the player that committed the unthinkable team kill, and he's now going to try and defuse. He's not got a clue which way to turn. Cameraman finds the final kill there.
Ollie, I'd like to report a crime. How?
911, what's your emergency?
There's a robbery that's just happened. I've just seen 4 men walk away with a round that was not theirs. I have no idea how FaZe have pulled that one out. They had nothing going for them. They had 30 seconds. Sure, they killed one guy in the bottom of the tower stairs, and that was it. There was still full elbow control for Team 1. I don't know how that happened, but all credit Cyber, Ollie. It's as if he was told, cover and fire. Yeah. And he just let it rip.
Yeah, it was a full-on, we need backup in Sector 7. We've got a problem in Sector 7. We need backup. We need the big guns. We need the LMGs to crack out.
Whoop, whoop. There's the sound of Cyber. My word.
Unbelievable stuff, and it was I really I always doubt a player going on a shield when they're doing really well inside of a game. You look at Astro, who was 10-3 going into that round. 11-4 now. He got 1 kill and died, so it's whatever. It's largely irrelevant. But the fact of the matter is, head and shoulders above anybody else in terms of kills on FaZe currently. So I always worry when I see them play a shield, because I'm always like, oh, you're hitting your shots today. Like, just hit your shots. Take a good gun and go and hit some more shots. But he played that Monty beautifully. The way that he was able to force and really corral Team One in terms of moving them and herding them around, and then just being that scary, scary prospect of being pushed by a Monty that's all of a sudden dropping his shield and starting to hip fire at you or whatever it might be. Really did a lot to provide the pressure. And then Cyber and the LMG really did the rest there. A round that FaZe didn't look like they were going to come away with, but made it 5 versus 2 now. Where have we been here before, Demo?
I mean, at this stage, it is becoming not more of a, okay, our Team One, you know, when are Team One going to get these rounds and start winning back? It's more of a, when are FaZe just going to finish it? Because it has kind of turned into an affair, Ollie, where I think FaZe have just looked so dominant on Clubhouse, on Oregon, and they haven't really shown any sign that they're going to let up anytime soon.
So it's Simpsons meme time almost, isn't it?
Just a waiting game. That's all. It's just a waiting game. When is the final hammer going to strike for Team One? You know, when is their journey here in this week, the Copa Elite Six? When's it going to be over?
Nade's coming down here. That nade actually
run away.
Clutched into the Wamai. That's one of the reasons why you maybe want to not use a Wamai disc for that. Yeah. Alamau suffers the fate. Bullet is going to be finding himself one onto Levy as well, as Levy mindlessly challenges onto it. Cyber is able to be picked up and is able to juice himself back to full. Massive oversight there. Great placement for a Wamai, but not if they're going to be throwing nades at you.
Nope. A lot of nades being brought in the lineup. This is where we're used to seeing the Iana and Finka just so aggressive in how you can clear out these certain holes, and especially for Freezer, you can really dominate. Ollie, this is usually a bomb site which it gets more difficult as time goes on for the attackers. If you're going for Laundry Freezer, it's very easy to gain control of Freezer, as was discovered. Very easy to take control of Laundry, but the actual execute is quite difficult. The difference is that we're seeing in this round compared to, I would say, more of the basic rounds that we see. It's a 3v5 instead of the usual 5v5. That's the game changer. KD has a great time swing. Astra goes down, and that's probably because Lagonas is holding on to that double door. Lagonas just lets him walk in. But doesn't give himself away, though. Cameraman now flipping left to right, and somehow we're seeing Team One battle back. Where did Cyber come from? He dropped the back catch in hopes of gaining a big kill. Neskin, another great rotate. Team One, Ollie, they're just taking these engagements and winning them time after time.
Souls is able to find one before being immediately traded. Neskin, right place, right time. Great rotation there into Freezer. Sketchy stuff coming down to a 1 versus 1. I think that FaZe really just started to throw bodies at the problem there, and that was not the answer. They had a 5 versus 3 going into that, and they were still looking for direct pressure in through both Freezer and Laundry. At that point in the round, when you've got control that early, there's got to become a moment where you go, let's just send one person, 2 people. Let's try and switch our focus here, because it's going to be much easier to try and approach from blue and rear stairs if they are depleted. They can't watch every angle, especially if they think we're coming through Freezer Laundry. The angles that can be played defending Freezer Laundry, it's demonstrated there just how strong they can be. Incredible play from Team One to try and hold on. Again, a really back and forth round, but FaZe just kind of just throwing bodies at a problem. They've got a couple of rounds to play with. They can afford to drop 1 or 2 here or there, but it really looked like it was in the bag, especially after how quickly they took control of Freezer.
They were rapid. They didn't waste anything. Resorting back to Monty again. This time it's a different experience for them. And also one thing I have noticed is Alama was playing, you know, a bit more of a support-oriented job in the defense last round. Look what he's slipped into, Ollie. Hello, Darkness, my old friend.
It's also a Cyber special. We didn't get to see Cyber play it. I think Cyber really pioneered it. Obviously, it's not the. I don't think he's going to be the first player in the world to do it. I think the first player I saw do it was Tiger out of the Nordic League. And then we started sort of seeing it trickle through here and there. Cyber started doing it.
I think
around the same time.
I think of Aces who used to play in Fnatic.
Yeah.
Back in those days, jumping out off the Oregon. It was in the same map. This map right now, it was the old Oregon on the Armory, where whenever they went up against EG in that historic match where EG got bested by a coach.
Alamal's deadly with it though. Really good with the FO12. Also really good with the pistol, which helps if you're going to be taking a shotgun of that nature. KDS, star of the show again in this one. Picking up the opener over onto Astro. Levy. He'll be playing inside of Attic. Cameraman's unaware that he will be there, trying to get this wall open. We'll do just exactly that. Nade getting prepped now to be sent on in. He does get caught out in the Wamai. There's a lot of utility here inside of the Attic as well. There's a Yokai drone on the ceiling. A couple of Wamai discs dotted around. Not going to be an easy place to take through.
No, it's not. It's going to be quite difficult. A lot of utility is going to have to be used. I think this is where Wamai Jaeger does become a bit of an issue for attackers. But, again, I mean, FaZe, they do have plenty of utility. You have flashbangs on the Thermite to burn through them. Obviously, Sophia brings a lot of utility alongside that. And the nades, I mean, primarily you would want to keep the nades to try and get kills, especially in towards Tactic. So that's probably what they're going to try and line up for. So I think we'll see Cameron play a big part. He needs to play a big part. He needs to try and take that active bluff. Really, FaZe Clan want to put any kind of pressure onto the actual bomb site.
Well, he's going to start trying to do so, pushing through aggressively, but straight into the line of sight of Levy. Another player for FaZe falls without response here. Alamau, dangerous position to be in, playing close on the breach with the shotgun. Souls is going to be stunned by the Yokai drone. We can see another one hopping up there just on the other side of the breach. Alamau playing the doorway. Great. Easiest shot of his life. He's going to be able to shut down Souls there. Thank you very much. That's the diffuser down as well. Can look to aggress on through. Look how much work this Yokai drone is putting in. Cyber, though, picks up 2 and immediately flips the pace of the round. Opens things up for Bullet. Allows him to move through to collect the downed diffuser. He can look to try and push his way on through. There's going to be a Malusi on the sofa, which could be a bit of a problem for him. He'll be able to remove that, though. KDS finds one, and the second. Great swing from KDS. And we're going to get to see both of them here. Live Zed pings for him to work with. Easy as you like.
So easy. So easy for Team 1. And now they're back in it. Firmly back in the race. One round is all that separates FaZe and Team 1. FaZe Clan starting to let things slip a little bit. They've lost the basement attack, and now they've lost the top floor. However, they will now be attacking onto the tertiary bomb site, the third pick choice for Team 1. It's going to be the kitchen dining. Usually, meeting has been the more favored out of the two. But again, still viable, but I think a little bit less viable over time as things have kind of developed. I think the fact that teams find it very easy to gain, small tower control. And once you have small tower control, you can also do some vertical action, and opening the breach is very, very easy. And you can get some nice plant positions. Again, some nice blind spots more than anything. The biggest thing that defenders have going for them is the actual showers area. That's going to be a portion of the map that will be heavily contested by either side. Shower corridor is another area that needs to be respected by both attackers and defenders. We've seen so many times defenders just slip into that position and swing onto the openings whenever the shower gets breached open. Kind of moseys on down to the double door, looking into small tower. And defenders being able to pick up, a killer kill there and here. 2 kills, 3 kills, has been really decisive, groundbreaking moments and rounds. So just have to be careful of that area of the map, and don't be surprised if you see an attacker let that slip, because there is about 4 different angles you need to kind of watch for this bomb site. So it can be difficult to cover all of them.
Confidence surely at an all-time high here for Team 1. It's the closest they've gotten to leveling things up and actually taking a lead here in this series. FaZe need to try and focus in now as the round advantage that they had coming off the defense is starting to slowly but surely slip, and the tertiary site, a good opportunity for them to retake that. You don't seem to have seen much aggression coming from FaZe. They've sort of regressed into that more calculated version of themselves, which, whilst that is entirely fine, the aggression was working actually quite well for them. It's instead flipped. It's Team One that are looking for these aggressive early engagements. Bullet not having the best time at the moment. 4-9, especially when we know what he's capable of and what he was doing over on Clubhouse. Not ideal. Finds himself first picked here by LATAM.
FaZe again going into half round out of man. Bullet gone, hasn't had the greatest of games on Oregon, only 4-9, a bit quiet for his usual caliber. Been actually doing a lot of heavy lifting, of course. That great quad kill he had was sublime to watch. FaZe now will start to begin to clear out off the showers area, and they've done a good job at it so far. They've been able to push them out the actual showers, and now maybe thinking about going for a quick plant. Whenever you see smoke start to come in, they've also pinged to go for a plant default, but here comes the Warden. This is where Warden can play a big part, can see the Twitch as clear as day, and finds the second also. LaGonis now rushes up very, very close to the diffuser, Ollie. Wow, what a Warden, what a play!
You just don't get to see that. You very, very rarely get to see the Warden working in those sort of ways. LaGonis has played a blinder there. Taking his time, activating the glasses, standing still, being able to see through the smoke and get a good picture of just exactly what is going on in that moment. Team One, they level things up 5 rounds apiece. FaZe maybe looking to rush it. There was a lack of information there. I think if they'd have known that there was a Warden in play demo, they maybe would have thought twice before going for that kind of a smoke plant and really fully committing to it in the way that they did. Going to be moving downstairs into laundry.
Like you said, Ollie, you don't see that. And it was...
You don't see it. You don't get to see it.
It was the game changer. You could say that was the sole reason why they won that. Diffuser was about halfway down at that stage. You could see the idea FaZe were going for. They weren't really up for fighting. I think the fact that they lost the open engagement, all they wanted to do was get the diffuse down. And they almost were very successful at doing so. I think FaZe were great at not only using the smokes to cover the planter, but also using that as almost a form of cover for everyone else to actually move into the bomb site and start engaging in towards showers. Kitchen was always going to be an issue. Whenever, you know, teams have kitchen control, you can't really move in dining because it's a massive open room, and trying to challenge, you know, deployable shields in that position, it's not going to work for you. So using the cover the smokes, not only does it stop the vision, but it also kind of has a blanket, like a big massive, you know, cover, like a big shield you're kind of holding up yourself, that then you can swing onto the showers and take those engagements. Because realistically, the only thing that was going to kill the diffuser there was going to be somebody swinging on the showers. So if you take that engagement against showers, it's a foolproof plan. Unless the enemy team has a Warden.
Pressure now is flipped as FaZe will start to feel it. Next round's very crucial indeed. Chance for either side to get themselves onto match point. Something that FaZe have struggled to do for the previous 3 rounds, as Team One have been battling back. And a slightly different change of tactic here from Team One. Now they're defending downstairs, but they aren't defending the freezer in the same way. A big focus point from FaZe was taking into freezer and pushing in through laundry. Team One, strangely, aren't defending the freezer in the same fashion as we saw them do previously. There's still a presence in there, but Alamau isn't playing close up on the stairs with the shotgun this time. Instead, we've got ADS looking to get a bit aggressive on these rear stage stairs. Maybe we could be seeing a bit more of a electrical hatch and a bunker drop. Sorry, a hatch drop and a bunker push demo.
They're gearing up towards that side of things, and one issue that they will have to go against, of course, is that LS shotgun. It's not Alamau playing on it, though, which is probably the only surprise. It will be LaGonis. I suppose LaGonis does have the least amount of kills on the side. If you want to get kills, that's your best friend in this scenario. So, FaZe are just kind of feeling out Team One and kind of seeing what their attitude is. You know, last time they went for this attack, it was very gun-ho, very swing-heavy. Souls is using Bullet as almost a bit of a peak shield, but maybe that was just Bullet blocking the doorway for him. He couldn't get in. Going for these engagements, just spot out somebody. It will be Levy. As that deployable shield look towards him. That has to get eliminated. Bullet will roll in some utility, a nade goes in. Eliminate anything. We've got the Banshee though, Ollie, that is the only issue. And Astro actually takes the fight against the Hellish Shotgun and wins it. Cyber also finds one, and now it will be a 3 versus 4 as KDS has found that long fight engagement. Neskin with another. However, Cameraman will find one. That's a 2 versus 3. Neskin does have control of that laundry rotate, firing as best as he can. Nades will be tossed in. Is that going to be a confirmed kill? Yes, it will be. Bullet being able to thread the needle, get that nade in, and wow, what a swing from Cameraman to finish things off. Team 1 have been crumbled this time around. It looks at FaZe. They weren't scared, Ollie. It was more of a case of swing or be swung, and they did all the swinging.
Swing or be swung. A very dangerous situation to find yourself in, and may the best shot win. In that case, it was FaZe. Able to get it over the line, able to confirm that match point. Can they convert it? It's going to be the big question here. This game has gone fairly back and forth for the last handful of rounds. And that phase was a phase that we'd seen more toward the start of the game demo and over on Clubhouse. A confident team that were clear in their plan and their execution. It was nice to see them entirely switch things up from the Freezer Laundry push, which, let's be honest, just did not work at all for them. And instead go for good old-fashioned stairs and bunker play. Really where the difference was made. Back downstairs we go. A very important round for Team 1. They lose this, that's it. Hopes and dreams over. Copa Elite 6 no longer a possibility. FaZe, it is within touching distance.
How's it gonna go? What are you thinking, Ollie? What does the feeling in your bones tell you?
Spider sense is tingling. I think we could be going all the way.
You think?
See, in my heart of hearts, I'm still wanting a Villa.
Okay. Not bored of Villa after yesterday?
No, I'd give it another go.
Might go to overtime. I think I do think that it might be able to go overtime, but I think FaZe will take it there. FaZe will take the overtime. I'm feeling anyway. Need to do. I mean, to avoid overtime, just win this round, FaZe. It's that simple. It is that simple. Win the round.
Look how aggressive Cyber's playing already here. Team 1 are going for a much more full court defense. They've actually got players vying on stairs. They don't want to give anything away too early here. They just know what FaZe are going to do if they're given that opportunity. Neskin almost baiting here. Does have somebody laid down beside him. I think it's probably going to be Levy. Quickly getting themselves out of dodge there as the Wamai disc. They don't want to suffer the same fate as they did previously.
Using the drone hole as a little adaptation there. FaZe, knowing that Wamai disc could be located, of course, on theirs, and then that grenade kind of pulls it, and you can get a good catch on it. So, nice move from them. It does scare them, of course, away from the freezer stairs, and that lets them move down. Take control of that room. Once again, looks as if FaZe are going to be gearing up for that laundry freezer take. It didn't work for them last time, but in previous renditions, it hasn't been the same case. It hasn't been the same story for them. Finally, FaZe have really only won on their basement attack. Anywhere else hasn't been successful.
They have struggled elsewhere. And it's almost strange to see them almost really trying to force this laundry take, this laundry and freezer take again. We're starting to see shields just be redeployed here as, well, no, that's where the push is going to be coming in from now at the minute mark. It's all been fairly well decided, and everything can be rotated accordingly because of the lack of pressure onto the actual site. It's one of the bigger problems with going for this kind of a take. You don't get as much pressure as early on. Nade's starting to come on in now. Cameraman, going to be full white there inside of freezer. Nice air job there to try and zone out some players. Did get caught inside the ADS though. KDS going to kick things off with the kill on Cameraman. Toxic Babe canisters from Alamau as the Yokai drones also do their job here. Stunning Astro inside of freezer. A freebie for Cyber as he catches KDS lacking, but immediately taken down in the trade. Team 1 very well aware of what was coming up from behind there, and Bullet left in the clutches. 1 versus 3, 15 seconds left, immediately shut down. We are going to an overtime here on Oregon.
Team 1 holding down the fort. Laundry successfully defend for them for the second time. Cyber made a great play. Hitting them from the backside all was a great idea.
Beautiful stuff.
But then why did he just sprint down the stairs as if there wasn't going to be anyone else to challenge?
Well, it was... Do you not think it is a little bit strange that there was somebody in bunker?
No.
I still think that's a little bit strange.
The reason why is that guy playing bunker is he can obviously hold down what he just got the kill from, but then he can also swing on to that elbow rotate and challenge onto the freezer door. So that's usually a position that we see. You can also then play the E-box holes, and if anyone rushes deep into the actual site, you can pick them up also.
What I'm trying to tell you is that I think the same way as Cyber. Where it's like one mind. What's your thought on FaZe getting the attack here? Is that the final sort of hint that we need that we're going to Villa?
Well, the thing is with Team 1 is that they're once again going basement. They're going back down here again. Keep in mind, they won their kitchen and dining successfully. They won their kids successfully. They're going, once again, laundry, which they have lost before. So it is strange to see them go here once again. And I think for FaZe, they need this round. I'm trying to think about it, because maybe there's a reason why Team 1 don't want to go upstairs or go into the kitchen again. Maybe there's a reason behind that. It's a tricky one. It's a bit of a prickly conversation to have, because you can look at it from any which way, and I don't really know how it's going to play out.
I agree that it's strange that Team 1 have come back downstairs, given how pressurized this site has been. And FaZe are... I mean, it's fairly obvious from just a bystander to see that FaZe are successful when they attack it from backstairs and bunker, and unsuccessful when they attack it from laundry and freezer. So, just off that scathing analysis, it would make sense to go, well, just attack it from backstairs and bunker then. Like, use the hatch, get bunker control, and start to work through. That... I'm not sure if that is going to be the case here. We're seeing Cyber play the Flores, so there could be a bit of room for maneuverability here. He may be looking to remove a couple of those shields and things of that nature. But the big success from the time that FaZe did win this site came off the back of the Monty, and it was off the back of Astro and the plays that he was able to provide in terms of causing disruption in the sites and really pushing hard in through Freezer.
Yeah, Freezer being the name of the game for FaZe right now, and how about, just want to say, you know, question mark? Like, come on, that's happened to him a few times already today.
It's not his finest hour, has it? 8 and 11 currently, and consistently losing that engagement early on. I think that's the biggest problem, isn't it? It's KD aside, it's the consistency in which he's losing that opener. And especially when you're playing in such an important position like those freezer stairs, you need to be just baiting and keeping yourself alive, wasting nades, wasting stuns, whatever it might be. But again, playing that same Wamai disc that actually killed him last time. It wasn't the Wamai this time, of course, but it was the Wamai catching the nade a couple of rounds ago that saw him sent to the cameras. Early freezer control lost. Not something that has concerned Team 1 all too much, as they have often been able to still hold on due to the fact that they've got good positions deeper in the site. There's got to become a time where FaZe are able to really find these openings a little bit easier. 40 seconds left now. A great deal of time for FaZe to be making those final adjustments or hopping on into the site.
Lost in now, and this is where FaZe are looking for their execute. Alumnus from Astro, though, will actually slip in towards Elbow. This was a place that was not looked at all from FaZe, but once again, it has not worked for them. That's who could trade off those souls, have been able to pick up that kill on the man in laundry. Cyber doesn't know what to do. The Echo Drone feeding out constant information. Cameraman, of course, is bleeding out on the ground. Lagones will eliminate him, but does take a hefty amount of damage in the meantime. User now being planted. KDS and Lagones have to retake. No more Echo Drones for them. Cyber has to win this engagement, and it's going to be a trade. The impacts go out from Lagones, and that is enough to stem FaZe away from sticking the diffuser. Why did he come off? Why did he come off the diffuser?
Difficult round there. FaZe running out of time. Again, not finding those opportunities. Again, going for that last second push in through Elbow. and it being caught out. Team One, well aware that that is the plan, that the late rotation in through elbow is something that FaZe want to try and get away with, and it's not something that is happening under Team One's watch at all here. FaZe switch on to defense in overtime now for themselves. Team One with the momentum. Match point for the first time in this series for them. This being a must-win map here for Team One if they want to keep in the competition. If they want to take us all the way to Villa. A lot of pressure on FaZe Clan in this next 3.5 minutes. Clear leaders throughout the majority of this game as well, and just letting it slip at the final hurdle. Obviously getting attack inside of the overtime. Not ideal, given the way that this game went, given the defender-sided nature of the Oregon that we've seen today.
Look at the kills from either team. This has been a brawl, an all-out war. I mean, Neskin has been the standout for me, for obvious reasons. I think him and the defenses just became just so alive. Just a frequent issue, a frequent presence for Team One. FaZe, 2 rounds is what you need to win this series 2-0. Have your defense, which has been your strongest compliment this entire week, has been how good you've looked in the defense. Even if they win that, then I still worry for their attacks, Ollie. FaZe have looked pretty sloppy on these Oregon attacks.
The attacks really haven't been setting the world on fire on Oregon for FaZe. Been a big problem point for them this game. Really struggling to just pull 2 out of the bag. Or 2 splits for either side. Especially with the confidence that we're seeing on Team One now. You've got to give them the edge in this one. You've got to give it to them that Villa is a possibility here. FaZe have spread themselves fairly far and wide. We've got Souls just playing at the top of rear stairs. Hatches to be open. A lot for Team One here to do. Drone work being done. Seems as though top floor control has been fully taken. There'd be no real reason for FaZe to be roaming too heavily onto this. They just need to lean into those solid angles the same way that we saw Team One do. Not looking to play cameraman aggressively on Freezer. Instead, he's going to be much further back. Bullet, instead of the deployable shield, is going to be the player that we look toward. The Honor clone there just being removed as the drones continue to work ahead.
To save the ADSs that might be lurking inside a freezer. I think there was one tucked away beside the metal locker, so will be shut down. I think also eliminated by the grade that rolls in. It's not a safe haven anymore for FaZe to sit in. But with a minute to go, Team One are cutting this pretty close. Hatch is still yet to be open also, Wally. That's another worry for them. Round 6 will be shot down and the drone work will start to be applied by Team One. Surely FaZe will start to regroup and communicate with each other. It is a very wild swing, but maybe that's to cover the C4 that was tossed out. KDS goes down. Cameraman, quick snatch and grab. Now 4v4, 30 seconds to go. All this pressure coming down onto Freezer. All this pressure coming down onto Laundry. And Team One have to battle back against it. They don't know somebody's behind the washing machine. No, Levin will find a nade kill. And another one falls. 2 nades for Team One in quick succession. FaZe, what can they do? Can they hold on? It doesn't look to be the case. Diffuser will go down. Levy runs in, eliminates Astro, and Cameraman was upstairs. Of all the places he could have been, that was the area he didn't want to be seen in. Team One, what a comeback. Battling through a massive deficit. And FaZe will tumble. Almost it felt like the final hurdle at times, Ollie. And Team One take us to Villa.
Well, we had a feeling that we were going to be going to Villa today, and that feeling has been realised. Team One, big fight back there. They've come back from 4-2 to take it in overtime, 8 rounds to 6. Successful on their attacking rounds. And really just getting the job done. FaZe, on the other hand, unsuccessful. Really struggling to try and pick any pieces up there. The 1 round in overtime making all of the difference. It's going to feel very good for Team One. It's going to feel great for Neskin, especially given the heartbreaking round that we did see. Sort of Neskin versus Astro, quad kill for quad kill all the BM that Astro threw into the mix as well. You know, that's going to be on socials now, given the result of that game, or that map at least, but still one more map to go. Riley, get yourself back in here and let's set ourselves up for our first 3-mapper of the weekend.
Yes, indeed. We've been waiting for this. We haven't had a best of 3 actually go all the way to the 3rd map yet. And Demo, look, it was good to see Team 1 come back there. It looks like after the, you know, the collywobbles that we saw them have in the first map in Clubhouse, seems like they've dusted away the cobwebs and they're here to play some Siege.
Yeah, Team 1 came out swinging in Oregon. Was looking really rough for them the first couple of rounds, but as soon as they got that defense in their hands, they were all over the show. I would say that FaZe, they looked a little bit lost, it felt, without their Capitao. I think Capitao was highlighted very, very well in how easy they can make quick work of Laundry and Freezer take. So a very well thought out ban from Team 1, which I think was a big part to play in why they were able to win out. You could see FaZe were having to go for other avenues of approach, trying to use other utility. I think the nade difference was massive today as well. I think Team 1 were really hitting their nades, whereas FaZe Clan, they just weren't. And especially for whenever we've seen a heck of a lot of Laundry being played today, you need to make sure you land your utility kills.
Well, it's really good to see them have you know, taken us to this 3rd map. Now it's exciting that we get to have a decider map. We are heading to Villa. We're going to take a quick break. However, we're going to get things set up. We're off to Villa next to decide the winner of the Copa Elite Six. So do stay with us. We'll be back after a short break with the deciding match.
Maybe I should take that advice, go get a life, or maybe get a job or something. Pack it up and head back home, tell everybody I was bluffing. Or maybe I'll just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Just drinking themselves crazy tonight. Maybe I should call and say, told you I'd be right. Wondering how long it was before you realized the biggest mistake of your life, and now you're paying the price. Oh, is it confidence or confusion? Either way, I feel like I ain't never losing. Your opinion of how you know just what I'm choosing. I gotta do this, cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. Well, maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like.
La patrona la designa, pero mira como vaina, girl. La patrona la designa, pero mira como vaina, girl. Es lo que te llevases, ay, aquí competencia ya no hay. Nadie se compara a tu style, por eso andamos falla, por eso andamos. De todas las guiales, es la number one, es la buena, mi male. Yeah, 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 yeah. Me dice que tal, si vamos a quemar, you know. Pero vaya, gente que no le gusta que no sea normal, mala. Estamos en la buena, pero con ellos en la mala. Solo tenemos una vida, hay que gozarla, bebé. Hay que gozarla, bebé. Ella es una fila, una mujer entera. Tiene su respeto, ella es la mera mera. Es de la plaza, esa es su casa. Pero mira cómo mueven las masas. Ella es una águila, una mujer entera. Tiene su respeto, ella es la mera mera. Es de la plaza, esa es su casa. Pero mira cómo mueven las masas. La patrona la designa, pero mira cómo vaina, girl. La patrona la designa, pero mira cómo vaina, girl. Es lo que te llevases, ay, aquí competencia ya no hay. Nadie se compara.
Welcome back, my friends, to coverage of the LATAM League Finals, the Copa do Brasil. We are down to the deciding map here. We're heading to Villa in just a second, but I want to take it a moment to thank Intero for the raid and to welcome everyone to our stream here. It is great to have you along. My name's Riley. I'm joined by Ollie and Demo, who'll be covering this final deciding match. And of course, I wanted to also say thank you to Intero stream that he's put on. The loss of kicks has hit us all very, very hard and across the Siege community, but also, you know, I'm involved in other communities, Age of Empires, Magic the Gathering, and he's really left a hole in our hearts, a hole in the community, and is a shining light that will be very difficult to replace within esports and gaming more broadly. So thank you to Intero for putting on the stream that you did and helping us all with the ongoing healing process. And right now, we're going to do what we do best. We're going to watch some Siege and have a great time, and we're going to do it in honor of Kickstar's memory. So rest in peace, mate, and thank you very much, Intero, again, for putting this on and for sending your community over here. We're going to get stuck in right away. We're ready to get down into Villa. Team 1 versus FaZe Clan. FaZe Clan took out the first map there on Clubhouse, looked utterly dominant, picked up a 7-2, and looked to be repeating it as well as we headed to Oregon. But Team 1 rallied marvelously. They're down 4-2 at the half and then headed into overtime to get it done in Oregon and force the decider. Going to be joined now by Demo and Ollie, who have been with the call the entire time. And boys, we're ready to get stuck in now as we head to our deciding map. The first decider we've had all weekend. It's 1-1. Things are locked up, and Ollie off to Villa to crown our champion.
I mean, we've been after a decider all weekend, Riley, as you say there. There's been games that have sort of teased at it a little bit in one map or the other, but no time have we seen a game where the map has been decided in the second one. So we really want to get ourselves stuck into Villa here. I don't know which way this is going to go. Both of these two teams very accomplished on Villa. And there was a bit of a doubt over Team 1 and how much they really wanted this, especially after Clubhouse and that 7-2. They really want this now, make no mistake. So it's going to be a brawl. It's going to be a battle. And finally, we'll decide a winner.
Really did seem like Team 1 hit the snooze button, but they are up and out of bed and ready to get to it now as we head down to Villa for our final deciding map of the LATAM region in the Copa Elite Six here. We're going to find out very shortly. Will it be Team 1? Will it be FaZe? It's off to Villa to find out.
Thank you very much, Riley. We are headed in now. Team 1 versus FaZe. All comes down to this, Demo. We've seen target bans aplenty throughout the course of the Copa Elite Six. More specifically in Copa than in the regular stage. We're getting a couple of target bans of our own here. The Ayana is going to be removed there. FaZe not wanting to deal with any Ayana play. Is that a direct KDS counter, do you think?
Perhaps. I think the mute ban is also very interesting to see that come through. It has been a bit of a staple operator in the meta across every region for every team. Mute always has a big part to say. It's just so strong. The gadget is so influential in so many different ways. You think of drone denial, you think of even being able to deny breach, and of course, you're kind of killing two birds with one stone in that element. You know, there's very few operators that we look and think they can do two jobs. That maybe only one operator can do one job, not two.
Mute really fulfills a lot of those roles. And to see him removed, it's going to be one of the first time. Mute doesn't see a lot of ban, but he sees a great deal of play. So it is one of those that when removed, it does start to shake things up quite significantly. It's going to free the attackers up to be able to pick on to other things. But realistically, you're always going to be left with a little bit of a hole where that mute was. Now, Caraman's going to try to fulfill it in this round, at least, with the bandit. Opportunity, of course, to place those bandit batteries out there and deny some wall. But realistically, the mute is used as much for wall denial as he is for drone denial as well. The drones can be such a key part in how attackers want to try and gather information. Especially you start thinking about Rotero drones. They're a big problem for mute jammers, especially if they're placed in awkward positions. Flora's being picked straight away by Lagonis really shows their intention with that mute ban. Not only are they going to be really looking to try and make the most of dealing with that mute ban and the lack of the mute, they're going to be taking the Floras as well, which is arguably one of the operators that gets the most value out of a mute ban.
Only thing is with actually bringing the bandit from FaZe's behalf, what's it really going to achieve whenever Team 1 have been known to not play with the hard breach role? And look at their lineup again.
That's the bait, isn't it? You know? That's the beautiful bait around all of this. It was a comment we made about Team 1 yesterday when we saw them play Villa.
They do play it very coastline-esque. That's for certain. And one thing that I'm very interested with Team 1 is how they're going to utilize the actual mechanics that you can gain from the Buck, because I don't think they really exercise that to the best of their abilities. Buck is great. Just the flexibility you can gain from going below and opening up beneath. You know, very few operators can actually use that kind of vertical play, and Buck is probably one of the best ones to do that. I would like to see them target it. I would really like to see them utilize the skeleton key. I think we see it yesterday between Team 1, or was it NIP did I get him? I don't know who it was, but somebody went below and they really utilized the fact that you can use the soft breach to really target specific people playing in anchor positions in the bomb site, and it's definitely something to keep in the back of your mind, is that we can see that vertical game coming big. Only issue that I would say for Team 1 going into this Villa game is Cyber dropped 24 kills in this map yesterday.
Cyber's known to pop off on Villa. I'm not sure what it is about the map and him as a combination, but it is a very dangerous one, and one that regularly does provide a lot of fruit and a lot of love. But he's not alone here. Cameraman's backing him up, as is Bullet. Bullet had a really quiet Oregon, so nice to see him hitting his stride already here inside of this map. Very quickly, Team 1 have been chunked down one at a time. The vertical angles that they've got largely irrelevant at this point, given that there isn't really anyone to challenge onto them. There's only Neskin and Lagonis left, and they've got a minute to try and make something happen. Nothing coming through as a trade, everything being taken one by one. Cameraman going to get caught out there, or in a sprint animation. Neskin will be in position in the bathroom to shut him down. Astro going to be playing inside a trophy. Not quite cut off at the moment, but far away. Neskin just going to be rotating to and fro. Has the mirror window to contend with. Goes for the nade, but immediately eaten up by the jammer. Going still outside at this moment in time as Neskin's fighting on inside a bathroom. How long can he keep these FaZe players off for? Gonis, pig window. Maybe going to hop himself in. Could try and play for a kill here, but realistically, is he going to be able to make it happen? Bullet shuts Neskin down. Cyber was always going to be able to get the heads up onto Lagonis as soon as he hears the hop through straight around the corner. FaZe not messing around.
Straight into business. This is a statement they're putting out to Team 1 saying, why have you taken us here? Why have you taken us to Villa? I mean, both teams are a fan of this map. Very similar to Oregon. Both teams have had good success. It is probably one of the maps that I would say has the potential, out of the 3 maps we've seen tonight, has the potential for somebody to have a massive pop-off game. So that is probably one thing that I believe both teams would probably take in consideration, is that one of them can just ramp up, a massive amount of kills just on one player. We've seen it from Cyber yesterday. We've seen Alama have his fair share of, 18 kills in this map. So there's definitely a lot of potential for both teams, and potential for players to have a standout performance.
It is unusual for FaZe to have one player that really stands out as well in their new form. Their new form is typically a very consistent team, and with nobody really standing head and shoulders, but you do just get that odd anomaly where it's Souls that's clutching, or it's Cyber that's hitting a ton of kills, or even Astro for that matter. And Bullet as well has had his games too, but they tend to be almost map-specific players, whereas you think about Clubhouse and you think about Bullet, you think about Villa, you think about Cyber, you think about Astro, you think about Oregon. Like, those are the initial links that my brain makes if we're going to start playing a bit of word association almost with these guys. But realistically, it's that consistency that regularly pulls them through. Been able to pick up round 1 here. They started off pretty strong over on Oregon. We all know how that ended up going. So, by no means is it an indication. Attacks for Team 1 have been ropey at best throughout the course of this weekend. Really looking for some sort of consistency here from them.
Yesterday, whenever we seen Team 1 square off against NIP, they managed to take 3 attacks on their attacking half. And then they also went on to win 4 defenses on their defensive half. So, it does show the capabilities of Team 1 and what they can perform in the defense, especially. I think Team 1, a real testament to them in Oregon, was showing how good their defensive half was, being able to rival FaZe's defensive half. We've highlighted how good FaZe have been all season on their defense. To see Team 1 match that, just power for power, blow for blow, has been phenomenal. What have I just seen on my screen?
I'm not sure how he's gotten away with that. Alamal's just been sat down in the dirt. Astro going for a second. Gets the kill on KDS. Draws for the pistol. He might not have enough ammo in the Roni to pull off the full kill. Confirms the DBNO. Hits the pistol up. Astro from inside of Art has just caused a mockery of this Team 1 attack. Levy, he's going to move through and try and pick up some of these pieces. But it's too little. It's too late. Astro's moved. He's actually inside a library now. And he's still going to look to try and contest and contend here. A lot of the work has been done. Team 1 start to circle. Levy gets a chance on those main stairs. Look at Astro. He's laughing his head off. He's smiling. He loves
like the Joker. It's as if he set bombs around Gotham City, Ollie, and he's just ready for the bat to try and challenge him. And they don't know where he is. They cannot find the Joker. Levy still has to be cautious, of course, of that main stairs, and shots towards him. And oh, there he is. There's Astro. As easy as you like for him. No pressure. It would appear that Astro is going to have the final laugh in this round, Ollie.
He really is. Got a lot of info available here for Team 1. Neskin picks up a kill onto cameraman, but Astro, typical fashion, ready and waiting. Bottom of astronomy stairs. Where else would he be? Dragonis knows this, and he's conscious of that rotation. Maybe Astro gets himself up red. Neskin gets the drop. Bullet going to be playing just on statuary doorway. Astro trying to find these engagements still. Lagonis will pick up 2 as a careless double peek there is not rewarded. Bullet falling as well, and things level at 2 versus 2. Toxic Babe canisters left from Souls, but that will be his last one. With 11 seconds, it's probably going to do the majority of the work here. The Cyber can hold on. Plant now being attempted. Unbeknown to FaZe, they don't seem to be aware that this is actually going on, and the plant will be confirmed. Neskin, 1 shot. Lagonis lay prone behind maps. He's picked up 3, and he's looking for more. He could very well win this round here, given the start that FaZe had had. Going to be a dying shame. Souls, he knows that there's a player lay prone. He knows the patience that's being displayed here. Gets the down onto Neskin. Hits the shot onto Lagonis. That's why we call him the Clutch Master Demo. Souls gets the job done. Plenty of time to disable that diffuser.
I'm lost for words. First of all, how it got to this stage is beyond me. Beyond me.
You might be wondering how we got here. Let me tell you.
This is how I met your mother. No, that's a different show entirely. Just the fact that Team 1 battled back from losing the first 3 opening engagements to a very strong roam game. from cameraman on Astro is unbelievable. And then just in the end, Souls clutching up a very difficult 1v2 also, and he managed to make it work. Let me go. How many clutches is that for him for the season? It must be over 15 at least now.
He's getting up there. He really is. Got some great replays in that round as well. You can just see Astro just downstairs. It was an unbelievable start, and I can't believe that it got as close as it did to going toward Team 1.
I look at Souls and I think, why is he not getting more credit for what he's been able to do this year? Because whenever you think of supports, I would say a lot of people don't think of Souls.
I would maybe agree.
I don't think people think of Souls. I think if you think of the supports, everyone's going to say Brids. Right off the rip, people are going to say Brid. No doubt in my mind. I think Souls
I think it depends on what circles you move in, doesn't it?
Souls will surprise people at the major. 100%. Souls will have clutches, and I really hope he does, because what this guy's been able to do week in, week out, every week he has a clutch, every week he has a moment, and we're sitting here thinking, how can he top it? You know, it's as if we've got to our 15th season of Souls. What's the finale going to be like this time? Is it going to top the last finale? And it does. Every time it does. Well, maybe the season 14 finale, Ollie, on Coastline was a little bit better than that one, but still, you know, it's the principle of it is we always want to see what's next for this player.
And it's great because it never leaves you on a cliffhanger. You always get the punchline there and then. There's no cliffhanger, like, it doesn't cut off just before he gets the final kill, like, find out next week if Souls is going to clutch.
Always just gets it done. Always gets it done. So, that has been, I don't know, is that a bit of a knock to Team 1? Because realistically, it's a round that they should never have been in after their opening, but still, almost won it. So, I don't really know how the mental game is for both sides after that. Ollie. Oh! He did this yesterday!
Cyber's a nightmare for that. Cyber's a problem for those C4s getting thrown outside. You've got to watch him for it. Levy, fallen foul the same way that Furia did oh so many times. Cyber and those C4s being thrown onto players that are either running to the building or just minding their own business, trying to get a drone out there.
Moving on. We look towards FaZe and seal up this round again. That roam game will be established by Cyber. Astro also with them, the double Ronies. Long time ago, Ollie, whenever the kind of old meta back in 2017, the two best roamers at the time, the two best roamers to hold off-site positions was actually the double French. Remember the Dock and Rook meta? Whenever teams would roam around with those two operators, and now it's really resulted into the double Roni meta. That's kind of where we've shifted to. There's one Roni dealt with. Stroke gone. But with a minute left, doesn't leave Team 1 with a lot to work with. Neskin, that's a great pick. Eliminates Cameraman. It's an anchor gone. That's the Maestro off the table. KDS also finds another. A good trickle of kills starting to roll in for Team 1. Cyber now rotates in. There's a man standing right beside him. Waits the perfect opportunity and will pounce and strike. Delays the diffuser. For the meantime, Cyber knows there's going to be one inside a kitchen. Will he win it? Yes, he will. Cyber has became unleashed. Once again, Ollie. This is his map and nobody's taken it away from him.
How does he manage to get away with these things? Keeping himself alive in an impossible situation. Is he going to grab the ace? No, eventually he's felled by Lagonis. But Bullet still remains. Both players chunked down. Lagonis does have the diffuser. How many times is Lagonis going to be in the clutch situation today? Live ping information for Bullet. Bullet minding his time. He knows there's 9 seconds left. He's going to force him to try and get this plant down. Walk up easy as you like. Bullet takes the kill. Lagonis trying to play ring around the rosy there, but shut down. Bullet may have got the final kill, but that round has to be credited to Cyber. What an incredible play.
I was just about to say the same thing. He may have done, the dirty job of having the clutch up in those tense moments, but oh, praise Lord Cyber and Villa. He owns this house. He owns this Villa.
It's like people can't see him. It's almost like he's invisible.
He picked up 3 kills in the same position.
Didn't move his feet.
Nope.
Didn't move. Nearly fluffed the first one, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Alamar will watch that back, and he'll probably be really annoyed that he didn't swing the corner. Of all the times today that Alamar has swung a corner and we've been sat here going, why? That was the one time he should have swung the corner.
Neskin
the one time.
I thought Neskin was going to be a surefire kill. Neskin had a deployable shield he could have picked from. He knew that Cyber was in that same position because Cyber literally shot at him a second before, but he just doesn't kill him. Yeah, very, very strange from Team 1, and they've allowed him to get away with that. It should not happen, but it has. 3-0 down. Team 1 now sit on Villa. I mean, sure, it might be Villa where you could argue that the defense is a much better half for Team 1. Well, they proved that yesterday against NIP. But you don't want to be going into your defensive half 5-1 down or 6-0 down potentially.
This is an exhausting half as well. I'm feeling it. And we're not even playing. But how close a lot of these rounds are coming down to, like the fine margins that rounds are being decided upon, that is going to start to weigh fairly heavy, especially given the circumstances that Team 1 had to go through to get to this map in the first place. Given that they were down and out on Oregon and they really had to battle back, clutch after clutch after clutch, it's really going to start to deteriorate and wear away at a team's mental and at their ability to continue to pull those out the bag. And it goes both ways. There's only so many times that FaZe can clutch up. You know, they're the ones that are on the right end of these at the moment, and there's nothing really to say that that's not going to change.
Again, no hard breach for Team 1, and this is a bomb site which is a bit of a necessity. We've seen Team 1 yesterday where they did get choked up by not bringing hard breach, and they really hindered themselves. This is a bomb site that was, I think, the big highlight in that Team 1 NIP game was neither side could really attack it well because they weren't bringing hard breach. Hard breach is a necessity. If you don't bring the hard breach, you're limiting yourselves to doorways. Doorways are very easy to hold on this bomb site. Whenever a lot of the doorways can be held from bomb chassis, that's already a bit of an issue. And with smoke always being a must pick for this bomb site, it makes things 10 times harder to go for swings and try and push in. I do fear for Team 1. Unless they really challenge this roam game, it's not going to work for them. One thing that we kind of highlighted between FaZe and Furia yesterday, Ollie, was the recognition from FaZe that they were able to fall back whenever they knew nothing was on. They didn't want to gift their enemy kills and I can't.
How does he get away with it? It instantly shut down, though. To be fair to Team 1, they've not let it slip. They've actually grabbed one back onto Cyber as well, so they've shut down the King of the Castle at the moment. Team 1, one of the first times we actually see them with a man count advantage here, but how quickly will it slip away? Great kill there from Astro onto Levy. Levy trying to drop shot and everything inside of that one. Alamau's picked up one in the meantime. Souls long angle in through into Astronomy. Just not concerned about the stairs. Oh, it's cruel, but Lagonis is able to pick him up. Astro in the clutches. Eventually caught out in the crossfire. Alamau laid prone on 90. It's an angle that no one is ever going to check. No one's going to catch you out there. Team 1 finally grabbed themselves around here on Villa. It was about time, to be honest. Things really were starting to slip away for them quite significantly, but they took an entirely different approach there.
Yeah, they went kind of into bedroom, in towards study, kind of all over the place. I think we did miss 2 kills, and I think they were the decisive ones. I think there was a nade kill that happened, and again, Team 1 and Oregon were great with how they were getting their nade kills, and I want to know who it was that they killed in the position he was in, because that really would have been able to paint a better picture. But all credit to Team 1 being able to get that refrag onto Cameron with, you know, that incredible shot that he managed to pull off was phenomenal. So I think Team 1, even though they're in those depositions of man count, still being able to fight back, and that has been a true testament to them. They just won't give up.
Certainly not a team that's going to roll over and just let the game happen to them. They want to have something to say about it right up until the end. Aviator Games Room going to be the site of the famed Souls clutch from this game. Clutch that should have never had to have been, but was. Round largely going FaZe's way down to Astro playing downstairs. Now, he was on, I believe, the Aruni last time. This time, he's going to be playing the Jaeger. I doubt he's going to be occupying the same position on the map. See a little bit of a mix around. Team 1 going to be going for a classic north side clear, get themselves into Statuary, get themselves into Master, and really start to try and work. Some valuable intel there being gathered by Alamau. Bullet has no idea that he's been droned out there. He could be very vulnerable indeed.
FaZe, once again, with that steady roam game that they're trying to apply. Team 1 almost trying to ignore that. We're seeing now 90 window be pressured. We're seeing obviously the study also start to get targeted. So Team 1 kind of learn from their mistakes, I suppose, and they're not looking to hunt below. FaZe have now started to put more resources into holding Astro and Trophy and Statuary in that side of the map. Astro and Bullet both together in that kind of instance. And just depends if Levy can weasel his way in and find a kill. Does he know Bullet right beside him? Astro will be thrown down, but they do not know about Bullet. Sloppy drone work from Team 1, and it has cost them that first kill.
Bullet got droned at the start of the round as well. Alamau eventually hops in and shuts him down, but that was very unnecessary indeed. Second kill in onto the site as Cyber C4 from below will do something onto KDS, but very quickly is left as the last remaining player. Lagonis getting the plant down, and you get the feeling that this one isn't going to slip away the same as the last. Alamau laid prone, watching onto the top of the stairs, can free fire his way on through. Cyber does manage to make the cross. He can start to try and hold some of these angles, but realistically, he is going into the meat grinder there. Alamau grabs that final kill as he started to really pick himself up over the last couple of rounds.
Don't really know what happened from FaZe. All 4 of them died within 10 seconds of each other. Bit weird. I mean, Alamau just jumped in a window and got 2 kills for absolutely nothing. No trouble at all it cost them. So yeah, maybe Team 1 just, again, they lost that opening engagement and they were able to bounce back. They were able to respond to FaZe. I don't really know what happened with FaZe there. Refrag starting to lack a little bit. And now that momentum that FaZe had garnered over the past 3 rounds, the first 3 rounds, is gone in a matter of minutes.
Just how quickly it can slip as well. You know, FaZe were looking at potential 5-1 at one point here. You know, they were really doing quite well. And it was very unstoppable. And slowly but surely, Team 1 pulled themselves back into things. Very easily see a 3-3. That'd be crippling, I think, for FaZe. Yeah, very high likelihood that Team 1 take it. I think if we get a 3-3 split here, just based off the way that the momentum would then start to swing, if FaZe's head starts to bow a little bit, Team 1 could really start to try and take some advantage of that. Likewise, still chance here for a 4-2. Haven't seen that big star player in the last couple of rounds, and I think that's been something that FaZe has lacked. You know, we mentioned about how they're not a team that relies on clutch plays, but we've not had those clutch plays in this series at least. We have really looked to be lacking this. Not as equal a contribution as you would maybe like. Souls has got 2 kills. Those are the 2 kills that he got in the clutch. Apart from that, he hasn't really been able to do all too much.
Team 1 has switched up their lineup just a little bit. We're seeing the Habana now make their way in. I've seen a couple of rounds with Team 1 have went a hard breach. And this has happened a lot, Ollie. The site that you don't necessarily need it for, which is the kitchen, the hard breach makes an appearance, whereas the site that we would like to see a hard breach, it doesn't make an appearance.
This is what Team 1 did yesterday as well, isn't it? Every single kitchen, they'd bring the hard breach. I can't even recall where Lagonis would actually be using it either.
Another nade kill. These have been rolling in just consistently for Team 1, and it really is hindering FaZe in terms of how we know they can play this roam game. Is just being picked off by a nade. Maybe this is where the lack of Jaeger in their lineup has really started to strike them down. Alamau has been down. He's actually jumped in a frostmat inside the bathroom, and Bullet is right onto that. Look at him like a hound on the hunt for a fox. Will find his man. So goes into a 3 versus 4. Has slowed down Team 1 just a tad, but still they have good control. They have that Memorial control. Neskin eliminates Astro. That's 1 less player to worry about. It's going to be another Souls round. No, it will not be. KDS slips in. It's on the wrong side of the holographic there for Souls, and now Bullet. Can he make a clutch? Can he make it happen? I don't think he's going to be ready for a man close in his corridor. And no, he will not be. KDS in a great position. catches them by surprise, and, well, we've seen a 3-0 lead from FaZe. That has now turned into an even split, 3-3 half.
Great comeback from Team One once again. Second time we've seen them really come back and flip a game around today. I think the focus to start getting the plant down was something that has really benefited Team One in those last couple of rounds. That switch up to really just focusing on the site and dealing with getting that entry, understanding where the roamers are, trying to cut them off on the way back to site. How many times are we seeing the plant go down or it be attempted under the cover of, you know, the souls trying to deny the plant, and players then from FaZe scrambling to get themselves back into a position to retake? I think FaZe are drawing a really I think Team One, are drawing a really nice line between searching out that entire roam game and then focusing on the objective. 3 rounds on the bounce, the momentum certainly with Team One at the minute. Now we see the sides switch. If Team One can continue that form on the defense, which for all intents and purposes, Demo, shouldn't be a problem for them. This is Villa after all.
Now Team One are in the commanding position, and they definitely look as if they have the confidence, they have the momentum, and all the pressure lies on FaZe. They're going into the more difficult half by all means. Let me actually go look at the FaZe stats. I mean, we know the NIP stats anyway from how they performed on Villa yesterday against NIP. Whenever we look at the FaZe and Furia game on Villa yesterday, FaZe only managed to win 2 attacks, Ollie. That's all they won, was 2 attacks.
A 3-3 split on attacks, very good. Very good indeed. Team One are going to be pretty pleased with that, I think. And as you mentioned there, the pressure firmly on FaZe now to start to pull something away. They need a 3-3 split. They cannot afford for anything but. Going to be attacking into Aviator Games, a big extension into Trophy and Statuary, where a lot of the focus is paid in the early part of the round. Cameraman opens things up onto Neskin. Horrible angle. On top of the roof, looking all the way through Pig Window. Able to pick off Neskin. Imagine would have been what a nice shot to have. We did see Astro actually get up there and use the Fear's lifeline to blow open the wall to further that line of sight. That's exactly what has caused the problem there. Cameraman can now get himself in and start to try and use the Inox on some of these footprints, get a further idea where the roamers are here. You start hearing those Rotero drones go off to destroy various bits of utility, and of course the soft floor, a live ping here for Astro to work, for Cameraman to work with as well. Net does seem to be tightening, Demo.
Does indeed. It does indeed. A C4 being cooked by Lamb. Hasn't actually had the best of games, considering his team has pulled off a great comeback there in that opening half. 1-6. See if he can get any kills with this C4. Has the lineup. Will it be successful? Just waiting for the right moment, the right time to strike. In goes the explosive drones, and down goes the shield. Alamau is now going to be forced back. There's the C4. It was cooked at the wrong time. Nobody home for him. Snag a kill. Soul's also going to open up a sidewall looking in towards Billards. That creates another angle that the defenders have to be cautious of now. This is not a good look for Team One at all. FaZe are really trapping them in, are starting to pick them off one by one as the angles start to open up.
How many options FaZe have given themselves as well? They've been able to open up into games. They've now got a bit of pressure coming in from below. They've opened up into Vault. The combination of the Rotero drone, beautiful in conjunction with the Hibana as well. More nades now being thrown vertically. Pressure is going to continue to mount here onto Team One in the site. Astro pre-fires on through, but will be unsuccessful. Sat down by Alamau. Cyber grabs a kill in the meanwhile onto Levy. Lagonis, no Toxic Babes left. Can't do anything really to try and stop this plant. Alamau does have 2 impacts, but realistically, you're going to be able to get him out there? The answer's no. The plant is confirmed, and it's now a retake. Alamau inside of the vault, trying to fight his way through. Knows that somebody's going to be inside a study. Souls finds the first and the second. Alamau and Lagonis both fall in there. Bit of a bait with drone. He hops on up and picks himself up too.
Decisive from FaZe, no real issues that I can see. I think they played that very, very well. Utilized the hard breach to the best of their ability. Even though they've kind of struggled with opening up the vault wall because the Kaid charges were denying access to that, they found another option to kind of create a cutoff point in the actual bomb site, and that was opening up that Billards wall, Ollie. As soon as that Billards wall gets open, the two guys at bar, they're staying at bar. They can't move. That's them. They are stuck in that position. And then that's where it opens up maps to become just a horrendous area for defenders to deny access to a plant going down and retake. Ultimately, also, very well done by FaZe. A great round, very constructive, and yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from on the attacks.
I honestly wasn't expecting FaZe to come out of their attacks and really start picking rounds up and see results straight away, but good that they've been able to shake away some of that lack of confidence that we saw on the tail end of their defensive rounds and really come out strong. One have gone downstairs now into kitchen, using to avoid Aviator in games and not fancying trophy and statuary just yet. If maybe throw FaZe off the scent ever so slightly. Lagonis going to be bringing a pulse. This is a pretty common operator to play on the kitchen site. It's something we saw Lagonis play quite a bit yesterday as well. Able to, of course, gather so much information and couple that with the 3 C4s that are being brought. Really can cause quite a problem. Cyber, he's causing problems with his own. Hops straight in and removes Neskin. One of the quicker opening kills we've seen, and in every sense of the word an entry. Hops in through pig window, pre-fires into trophy, takes out Neskin, job done, straight back out again.
In and out. Doesn't want to waste time. Snags a kill, and now we'll start to look elsewhere for his side. This pulse has been a real staple for Team 1. It's helped them a lot to gain information. Utilizing the C4s at their disposal has also been phenomenal from them. I've just been very impressed with the destructibility that Team 1 bring in their lineups, not only on the attacks, but also on the defense. They've been very potent with nades and C4s across this week. Let's see if they can find any here. Cyber has to be careful. If they take that top floor control, you better be expecting some hefty C4 play from Team 1. At the moment, FaZe don't really know what they're interested in. Don't have a good foothold upstairs. Looks as if they're more interested in hunting these players towards living room and library. And there is one man by himself, Alamau. He's inside the bathroom at the moment. Will he be eliminated? Will he be found by FaZe? Ashford has jumped straight into Bike, and now he's in a good position to try and hold down that side of the map. A C4 goes in, but it'll actually be shot mid-air before the explosion can go off. Alamau with a second, and again gets shot by Astro, but then Alamau with a swing and finds a 2. It's a trade. Alamau has played out of his skin to get those kills.
Really has, but it's not going to be enough, especially if KDS takes down Lagonis. Another unfortunate team kill for Team 1. That's going to be the third or so we've seen in this series so far. KDS in the clutch. Nade comes through, forces him out of position, straight into Cyber's waiting arms. Collects the kill and says, thank you very much. It's FaZe. Back-to-back rounds here on the attack. They're looking dangerous. They're looking deadly. 2 rounds away from locking up this series.
It feels like a moment where we just have to say F, I suppose, for the team kill, because it just happens again.
Wait, third time? I think we've had, do we have 2 on Oregon?
Can we get 3 Fs, please, for the 3 team kills? That'd be great. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is about Team 1 and these team kills. It's really costing them crucial rounds where they look to be in, you know, a good position. I kind of questioned whoever the Kaid was in that round. Just wanders out of China. Don't know what he was hunting for. Don't know what he was after. And he gives an easy kill, which then gives the man advantage back over towards FaZe. So yeah, Team 1 just all over the place right now, and they've dropped 2 defensive rounds, and FaZe are more than happy to have those 2 attacks.
You can really feel the fire that is in the FaZe bellies at the minute as they move ever closer, confirming this map and therefore the win. I was a little bit concerned for FaZe, honestly, given the fact that they lost map 2, given the fact that they came out here and started dropping rounds on the defense. I was thinking it might just be the classic flash in the pan that we're used to seeing. But they've shown that depth and they've been able to come back. Alamau, desperate times, desperate measures. I don't want to watch a shield go up. I want to watch Alamau on the spawn peak. Immediately detected. Nobody on the side of FaZe is going to be falling for that one. Himself back up through the vault. No doubt will find his way safely back to the site. But I think that just goes to show the sort of desperate lengths that Team One are going to, and that they're almost at the moment, Demo, is that they're going for those cheeky strategies.
Trying things a little bit reckless that you would consider. Oh, how have they gotten away with that? But, it's been working. I'm liking this. I'm liking this setup already from FaZe. They have completely obliterated that quad wall on Astro. That is a wall that we never see get touched. Ever. That never gets opened up in that fashion, but they have just completely obliterated that wall and also have obliterated Alamau. Astro will find Lagones. Oh my word, this is just a kill house for Team One. And only look at them, they're not on site because they physically can't be, because that wall is really shut down their angles. You can see Levy's trying to battle back, but they've just flooded in. It is just a tsunami of FaZe players into the faces of Team One. Diffuser has not yet been planted though, so there is still a bit of time for Team One to try and retake, but it's still not looking good for them. Cyber will try and cover behind the bomb chassis. I'm sure Souls will try and plant right on that corner, and he will do just that. KDS battling back, but there's the cover from Cyber, which was expected in KDS. What can he do with the oNe? We'll find one kill. Can he find a second? No, misses the spray, misses the quick flick. If he got that, then things would have definitely heated up, but at this stage of 1v2, all the FaZe players need to do is hold their angles and hold their crossfires, and that should be it said and done for this trophy and statuary defense. KDS and such low HP now. Where's he thinking of going into the bedroom? And he will find Cyber now. Bit of a misplay there from FaZe, and now it gives him a 1 versus 1 advantage, but he is up against Souls, and we never see him lose these scenarios, Ollie. Souls does it again.
Get a heart rate monitor on Souls. I want to see how much, if at all, his heart rate alters during the clutch situation, because he is cool as a cucumber, cold as ice.
You know what's
FaZe.
colder than cold?
He is.
Souls.
Match point here for FaZe. Match and series point. They win this, they will be known as the champions of the Copa Elite Six for Stage 3. And boy, oh boy, will they have deserved it. Number 1 throughout all 3 stages here inside of the BR6. A team that we've watched ourselves, Demo, grow and develop over the course of the last year. Team One, not quite the rookies anymore, not maybe still the up-and-comers, but with a major win under the belt, they are a worthy adversary. They put up a good fight, but 1 round is all that stands in the way of FaZe and that championship. Got to see if Team One can fend them off it for long enough, take us to an overtime, and really, really give us a bit of a... I mean, I don't even know if we can have more intense of a contest. It could come down to a 1 versus 1 in Max OT, I guess. But there's a long way to go until we get to that point. Team One, they have to battle back here. They can't afford to make 1 false step. FaZe poised and ready.
One round is all they need. That is it. It's been a bit of a weird villa, Ollie. 3 rounds won by FaZe, and then 3 rounds won by Team One. And we've just seen 3 rounds won by FaZe again. Alamau, a very common spawn peak. I'm surprised that Cyber has fallen for that one. Ollie, has that ever caught you out in your time? Has that ever been an issue for you?
Never, believe it or not.
Never. Ever happened to you?
No, I don't spawn there.
Oh, you need it. Oh, okay.
After the first time, of course.
Oh, of course, yeah. Well,
no, it's one of the older ones in the book. And we mentioned Alamau was, doing a bit of running around and things of that nature in the previous couple of rounds. I think that just shows the lengths that Team One are trying to have to go to here to get the job done. ADS is going to be able to pick 1 back onto Souls. The deployable shield has been removed now on those main stairs. Not often that we see 2 kills going in favor of Team One here. It could be the start of a comeback, at least inside of this round.
Astro utilizing those Selma charges. Cameraman will find Neskin and does give them 1 kill back. If he finds a second, it would be phenomenal. Knows exactly where to aim for KDS, and we will find him. Cameraman, a big double kill to get his team back up on the horse, and they can try and gallop away with this win. Maybe the third has that live information coming from the Inox scanner. will be up against the mirror. That vector in those close ranges can be difficult to deal with. Astro, oh, good night. Astro gets annihilated by Alamau, and Team One. What a performance. What a round. That was quick.
Where has this Team One been? Have FaZe got a little bit too hasty there in trying to confirm that match point? Potentially. Team One, they've dragged one back. 2 more is all they need to confirm us an overtime here. We're going downstairs to kitchen dining. Kind of surprised to see FaZe sort of lose composure after losing that opening pick. I think that maybe affected them a little bit more than they would have liked. And maybe the round advantage that they've got at the minute was one of the reasons why they let it affect it. And they were just able to say, well, you know what, let's just try and push and move a little bit quicker, see if there's anything we can gather. But the Jackal and the work that Cameraman's able to do is really effective. And if that was just, you know, if a little bit more time would have been taken there inside of that round, and maybe a few more drones tossed out there, would have seen FaZe lock that one up. So, by no means said and done. And it isn't a guarantee that we're going to see Team One get themselves that early advantage every single time.
So Team One, pressure on their shoulders. Keep in mind, still up against the match point and the series point for FaZe. Move now in towards our next bomb site. We're looking at Kitchen. This was a bit of a weird one for Team One. Had some good control here or there, but the C4s didn't really work for them. There was an occasion where we've seen 2 C4s shot out before they could get exploded for Team One. Alamau, this is where you know, Ollie, he has to pull out something, and he's looking for another spawn peak.
Desperate for anything that he can get, isn't he? And you do worry that if Team One don't get said spawn peak, is that really going to affect them that much? You know, it's nice to try and get a bit of an early advantage, but you can't rely on it. And FaZe have been much more cautious in their approach this time.
It's good information again from Lagones. This is the power of the pulse. You can see where kind of teams are stemming their attacks from. What's their idea behind going for the motions off this Kitchen. And there's the first kill. Levy will find Cyber lurking below. The Roman Kite has worked. Levy's not had the best of games today, Ollie, but does make up for a great kill. Onto Cyber, top performer for FaZe. Look, Astro tries to slip in. What happened there? I do not know. It has meant that Lagones has wasted a C4. KDS will find another, and Cameron tries to slip into Memo, but cannot secure the kill, and Neskin will cover his pulse. A 2 versus 4. Things not working out well for FaZe. Astro battles back with another. This is where I mean, look to Bullet to make a big play. He's in a good position towards China. Will now slip in through the China door onto Kitchen now. He positions himself well. Diffuser is going to be cold, though. Bullet, look at him just crouch, walking away. Does Lagones have any idea? I don't think he does, and Bullet will secure that kill. One more inside of Memorial. Bullet toss that flashbang, but Astro is there with the cover onto Neskin, and now KDS is the lone member standing. Does have the diffuser on the door. All he has to do is play the hatch. Will dump a couple of magazines in towards that door frame, and now the diffuser has been grabbed. Unfortunate for KDS, he takes the plunge down the hatch. He's on the door frame. A 1v2, all they have to do is cover the diffuser going down. Bullet in a perfect position. Just has to hold on, using the bomb chassis as cover. Astro will secure that diffused information. Gone, though, from the drones. KDS will shoot them and almost finds the headshot. Has to back away, and they know exactly where he is, Ollie. He's trapped in a cage, and he's not getting out. Astro finds the final kill, and FaZe will be crowned the champions of the Copa Elite Six for Stage 3.
FaZe have put out a stunning performance there. Great siege played by this team. They've been so consistent throughout the regular stage of the BR6. And to come out here and to come away with the win, it is a testament to the work that these guys are putting in behind the scenes. Commiserations there for Team One. You can see just exactly what that means to the players. There's some hugging, there's some jumping up and down. There is a lot of love between those guys, and there should be. They've put in a lot of work, and they very, very much deserve the results that they've been coming away with throughout the season and here and now. They were the team that showed the most depth today out of both themselves and Team One. And I think that win is very, very just deserved indeed. But as we mentioned, commiserations. Team One unsuccessful as one team did have to walk away here, the losers. But FaZe are going to be the LATAM champions for Stage 3. They are going to win the prize of $10,000. And of course, the SI points that go with it. Already locked in for the major. And I'm sure that everybody is excited to see these boys perform in Sweden.
FaZe, well done. Been very impressed with how they played this season, Ollie. I think a real upheaval again, this kind of redemption arc. Didn't even finish inside top 4 in the last time in this tournament. And look where they've gotten. In the space of 3 months, they've won the competition. You know, bravo to FaZe Clan. Very, very well deserved.
Yep, FaZe, absolutely. And I'm sure that we're going to get to have an interview with maybe Cameraman, as he is the usual interview nominee for FaZe. But we'll probably need to let it settle down for a moment, as I'm sure there's a lot of cheering going on. But we'll bring Riley in for the meantime, and we will further discuss what we've just seen.
Look, I'm really pleased with how we closed out the coverage this weekend. You know, I don't think any of the other maps were really, other finals across the full quarters and semis were complete clean sweeps, but we didn't see the contest that I think we wanted. And Demo, today we got 2 teams. Well, initially it looked like we only got 1, but we got 2 teams that turned up ready to play Siege, ready to really contest this trophy. And we definitely got our money's worth. Well, certainly after we got off Clubhouse anyway.
We had great moments. I think great Siege played by both sides. Things that definitely both teams can look at and think, that's what we did wrong today. I think there is definitely, mistakes, but you're going to have that with any game. Nobody can have a perfect game. And we had everything. We had clutches. We had insane moments. Some great highlights, to kind of remember this match from. And a great storyline to now kind of look back at and think this is how we've ended off the year. Would anyone have expected that this is where we would have gotten to at the start of the season? Whenever, Liquid were flying high, whenever obviously NIP were flying high. Would we expected, Team 1 and FaZe to be the 2 best teams coming out of this tournament? Probably not.
Yeah, it really, I mean, it's been a terrific stage, and Team 1 certainly the story of the last couple of months with their win at the Mexico Major and their performance across the stage here. But FaZe Clan not to be counted out, Ollie. They didn't have a great time in the last stage. They really kind of bottled it, and now they're back and they're better than ever, and they've shown that, heading into Sweden, the wind's under their wings.
Absolutely, and this is the FaZe that we know them to be. We've seen them become more of a structured team. We've seen them have more consistency throughout everybody, not just relying on certain individual players to really shine on the day. And sure, you still get those flash-in-the-pan moments of a great clutch from Souls, or a multi-kill from Cyber, or Bullet, or Astro, or Caraman, whoever it might be, but it's much more seldom that one player is carrying them through the whole game. And I think that's the big progression that FaZe have been able to make as a team, and it's shown in the gameplay, it's shown in their consistent results. I understand we've got cumulative standings here in LATAM, so things are a little bit skewed. You don't have to play exceptionally well in all 3 stages to maintain a good position in the leaderboards, but to maintain top 1, top 2 spot, you really do. There's no hiding away from that. You've got to be consistent every single time, and that's where FaZe found themselves here, consistently fighting Liquid back and forth for that first or second spot, and here you get the prize at the end of it.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job. We're going to get the chance to chat with them right now. Cameraman standing by for an interview, so let's bring him in and get a bit of perspective from the FaZe Clan headquarters as to their win here for the Copa Elite Six. Cameraman, thanks for joining us, and congratulations. I imagine you blokes are riding high. Tell us what this means to you.
It's a very good win for us. We struggled a lot this past games, this past months, let's say. So of course it's not a really it's not a 6 invitational tournament, but it's a good show that we're in the right path. So yeah, that's I think the meaning of this title.
I think from having watched everything that you've done this year, Cameraman, in terms of the BR6 and being fortunate enough to cast it, I can really see the difference that you guys have made as a team, and it seems to have lifted a lot of the weight off your shoulders in being able to play just a lot better overall. And particularly you, I think that you've played much better in the last stage or so than you have done previously. Is that something that you guys are looking to really sort of take advantage of now and work on through, like the work that the backroom staff are putting in? You finding that valuable?
We have a long road now in the Sweden major. We know that teams are going to have play their best siege there, and we need to focus and we need to improve in our weak points. So we had some maps this stage that even in practice and in games we struggle a little bit, and we need to improve and get better in these maps and hopefully be a better team.
Astro, or sorry, cameraman, should I say? Apologies. I've still got Astro stuck in my head after the last game. One thing I want to touch upon is your clubhouse. Your clubhouse this season has been just incredible. Is this a map that you think is gonna do really well for you guys at the major?
I think we're not gonna play Clubhouse, Cafe, and Villa for a while. Teams are not gonna allow us to do that again. So I think we showed these maps or stronger maps in these Elite Six. So we showed a really good Villa, Clubhouse. We knew that their Clubhouse, Team 1 Clubhouse, is very weak. So that's why we picked. So yeah, they're good maps. We need to improve, and hopefully we get better.
Well, cameraman, congratulations. It sounds like you've really taken a lot away from this win, not just obviously the money, the SI points and the glory, but also some reflection and some ideas on where you need to improve. Yep. Congratulations to you and the rest of the boys over at FaZe Clan. Well done on the win.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Great to have cameraman join us there and have a chat about exactly what this wins. And really interesting to hear as well that the team is taking pointers from that, taking cues as to what they need to improve as well, because that is obviously the mark of a very strong team, not just relying on their strengths, resting on their laurels, but also, of course, talking about the ways that they need to move forward. So well done, FaZe Clan, a richly deserved win. But that's that. That is our Copa Elite Six, my friends. It's been great to have your company. Ollie, we've had a bit of everything over this weekend. We've had huge moments. We've had, well, maybe not any huge upsets or anything, but still teams really giving it their all. We've had some incredible moments from Siege here. We're going to have a quick look at what we've got across throughout the weekend here. Let's have a look at the brackets here and see exactly how we got to where we were by the end of it. You can see that to begin with, we had a different story told in each group there. Group A, we had Furia well out ahead. Team Liquid and Malvinas after that. Malvinas, the upset story there, knocking out MIBR very early on. And then in Group B, all tied up, all the way down to round difference there to make sure that we separated those three teams. And ultimately, you can see as we move through the quarters and into the semis, FaZe Clan, they won out. They won out through the quarterfinals after finishing second in Group B. And Team 1 had a bit of an easier road as they finished top of their group and went straight to the semis, but ultimately dispatched in the grand final. So that is a look at the LATAM League finals here, our Copa Elite Six being awarded duly to FaZe Clan after the 2-1 win against Team 1. And Ollie, for you, mate, I mean, you've been with us the entire weekend. It's been a great showing by all the teams. What really stands out to you? What's a highlight for you across the weekend?
Honestly, I'm just really pleased that FaZe have been able to come away with a win here. To see them at the top of the leaderboard so often throughout the regular stages, whether it 1, 2, all 3, and to see them get that reward right at the end, after they've put in so much work and being able to watch the stages develop. This is fortunately my third stage of LATAM, so I've been able to see all of these teams progress on through how they've been, working, what they've been really sort of concentrating on, the various iterations, and the quality has risen throughout from top to bottom. I think that's something that, you can't really argue with. And to see a team get rewarded at the end of that for the long and hard work that they've put in really is a highlight. And there's just so much potential here as well. I do joke around about it and stuff, but I'm really looking forward to watching the major because I know that LATAM are going to be in that conversation among the top teams.
Absolutely, they always are. That's right, with one even taking out the Mexico major as well. Let's not forget. Demo, for you, across the weekend, what are you going to go away from this and be thinking about and remember?
Again, I have to agree with Ollie. Just FaZe, being able to win. It was a team that I kind of took favor to. I'm not a Furia fraud, unlike Ollie. I stick to the team I have. So, yeah, very happy for FaZe. I think overall the way that Villa has been really played out has been an interesting one. I think we've seen some great things from every team that has played Villa. All the top 4 teams that we have going to the major, we've all seen them play and execute Villa, and all very unique styles in each of the ones. I think the fact that there hasn't been any hard breach for Villa has just been... It's been very difficult to get my head around it because it kind of goes against, the opposite grain, the way that we're not supposed to play Siege. That's the way LATAM are doing at the moment, so it is very strange from my perspective. But yeah, I'm just ready to see how these 4 teams are going to really prove themselves against the other regions in Sweden.
Yes, indeed. We're all, of course, looking forward to the major in Sweden coming up in November. And it'll be exciting to see what these LATAM teams bring to that. But that is that for our coverage this weekend, my friends. I'd like to thank you for joining us on behalf of the 2 blokes with me here, Ollie and Demo, and of course the broadcast team working tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure this show is the best that it can be. We'd like to thank you for being here and contributing to the success of the stream. A final congratulations not only to FaZe Clan, but all of the teams that we've seen put in hard work over the weekend. Of course, we're all winners for having taken part. It's just that some of us win a little bit more than others. So well done to FaZe Clan, the rightful champions of the LATAM League. But that's that. Thanks so much for being part of the stream. We'll see you next time here from the LATAM LATAM League. Looking forward to the Sweden Major coming up in November. On behalf of the entire team, this is Riley Knight saying one last time, goodbye.